Alright, so the last time we got together, you had entered like the catacombs under the glassworks.
That's our fault.
And there you had met an Ifrit, a demon. Fought her in
That's what she was?
I thought Ifrits were
No,
fire
it's not an
demons.
Ifrit.
Yeah,
It is
that's what I always think of.
Quasit.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
that explains so much.
I know, right?
It's for Bill.
The Quasit. You fought her. She summoned some sin spawn. You had a couple come up from behind you. You had a very deformed goblin come up as well. You fought. You killed them all.
Kept his ears.
Kept many ears.
And a head.
Made a beautiful shot.
That
You
no
sure
one-
you didn't see
Oh,
that shit?
you mean the one that he shot into his pants to
Whoa.
stick himself to the ground?
No, not that shot. That was a
No.
different shot.
Oh my.
You didn't see that? God, unbelievable.
Actually, you'd probably want to look at it. Oh.
What is it?
We could put it on.
Then you
It's
came
portrait
up,
device.
came back up so you could get some rest. You talked to a few people,
Eight.
went to sleep, ate, talked to the mayor and the priest about what you had found
Not quite in that order, but okay.
at the same time.
I still don't know what this
They
is
came in
supposed to
together.
be. No, I thought we talked to them before we were doing the sleep. But
Yes. You talked to them, you stopped by,
The merchant. We failed to
merchants.
sell a hat or a head.
you tried to sell a head twice.
Yes.
And nobody really wanted a distorted demon head.
that's
why
where
it's
the whole
not. Dude,
who's gotten the better head joke came from.
Yes,
I got
that's
it.
right. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Who? They were having a contest on who got head.
Yeah, Jill did not watch the video.
You didn't watch it?
I
No,
got
but
head
I'm very
before, I
disappointed
think.
because obviously
And I ended up
Sinishi
with
would
the
be
head.
pissed they're trying to sell the fucking trophy of battle as opposed to like putting it on a stick and carrying him with it to display as like the paralysis of what we did. I felt like awful.
I felt.
Anyway,
Anyway,
so then,
there was also some weapons that were identified during this
Words?
time period.
yes, there was the Bracers of Defense,
Yeah.
which
Garbage,
gives
right?
an
Awful
unarmored
is
person
garbage.
plus
Awful,
1 to
that's what I
AC.
said.
Plus 2 days.
Plus 2 to AC. There was a dagger.
Yeah, but I didn't get a piece of paper. How come he gets paper?
I thought you got a piece of paper. I thought I
I thought
handed it
Steve
to you.
had this. Was
I
it a sword?
handed it to you because you
that
read it.
got?
No,
I thought you wanted the red sword.
no, I did.
Yes, you did.
No,
I was gonna say. Because you actually looked at it and you said, this won't be useful, and then you read it again and you're like, oh, maybe
This isn't gonna be any. Oh, okay.
The red sword was nothing. She said it was just kind of like interesting looking.
Yes, it was. It had no magical properties.
Did you-
It wasn't anything special.
Did you give me a paper for my ring of infinite spell slots?
You did get a ring. You haven't.
Yeah, I've got that.
Done
ring.
anything
It's still
with
on
it.
my
Wasn't
hand.
it still
really
on
get
a
a
finger
ring?
last time we saw it?
There was
Wait, I'm
there was
carrying a hand
there was a
with a
ring
ring on it.
that went on 2 fingers and
We
it
haven't
like
done
kind of
anything
went
with it.
across the top and
A what
curled
with
up
a
under
ring?
each one.
I'm
It
carrying
was
a hand
taken, but
that's got a ring on.
that was nobody's
We haven't done anything with it yet.
done anything with it.
Okay.
Crazy. I still got it.
Nobody's
From
commuted with
the
it.
Yeah.
check.
Nobody's checked to see if it
Oh, you cut
is
it off
anything
her?
more
Yeah.
than a normal ring.
Yes.
So as of right now, it's just a normal ring.
Right? Yeah, it's
So
on the
we need
hand
to
that
check
I have.
out this ring apparently.
But it's
Fantastic.
gonna take an
we
hour
still-
of like,
No.
you know.
We
when
could
we were
retroactive
the
and you
ring.
could do it the night
Yeah.
before because you did just kind of hang out.
Yeah, you
I
can
mean,
actually.
and
You
we
just kind
are-
of hung out by the
We
fire.
are
Okay.
kind of a group of pseudo-alcoholics, so while
not
some
true.
of us are drinking...
Okay, excuse you.
Wait,
Some
are you
of us
talking?
are not pseudo
Are you talking
anything.
about this group?
Lars?
Thank you. Are you talking about this group or the like D&D
This-
character
the-
group?
the
Okay,
character.
because
So
I
I
feel like
gave
either
you
could
the
probably
hand
A little
apply.
from what was
My
that?
character's name is Mead.
So I gave you the hand with the ring on it, and
I
you
caught
checked
that.
it out
I caught that
for
one.
me, or are you just keeping it?
The ring was taken off the hand, I believe.
Are you
I
sure?
believe it
Because
was.
it's
We
on
definitely-
my
well, no, we
inventory
definitely
sheet as
severed-
hand.
I just
with
remember
ring
there
on it.
was a ring. I honestly don't remember.
Was it the demon?
It's
chick?
crazy.
Yes.
Like I
I
was
thought.
just totally pulling out of my head. Oh, the ring of infinite spell
No,
slots.
that's-
This is a
that's
ring
real.
of spell slots. That's crazy. I'm not infinite, but
Well,
like,
he could be
Way to
just looking
remember.
for it. I just remember there was a ring.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
And while you guys were out
wasted your
searching,
wishes, sir.
he was doing nothing, so that'd be a good
Damn it.
time to kind of figure out what it is.
You know what? Keep it. It's.
Yeah,
your
because that's
hand,
what
too.
that's what I did. Like while everybody else was off trying to sell head, I was drinking and checking out my bracers.
Yes.
Right?
And actually, that would be better to give to a non-magic user.
Technically, what? The
I'm
bracelets?
sorry, it's the bird
No,
flu.
the ring.
The ring of spell slots would give.
It is a ring of spell stored.
Oh, so I can cast spells.
You cast
and
a spell
store them
into
and
it,
then give it to
and
somebody
anybody
else.
can cast the spell out of it.
Wow.
Oh, what can you store it?
Anything up to level 5, I believe.
Cool.
Which is way above what I can do.
How do they cast it? Is it one time or?
Up
It's-
to level
If,
5?
up to level 5. And say he casts
So I can do, like,
magic,
5
say he
level
casts
ones.
magic missile into the ring. Whoever wears the ring can cast that spell at that spell level as
Is
an
it
action.
at will or
As an action. Just
as an action?
It expends it,
Better about it.
but you can store any level spell in it.
Oh, so it's a
Up to
one
level-
So
time.
he can store a level 3 spell in it.
Yes.
Y'all go to bed. Get up. He has a spell slot back, but that spell is still in the ring and can be cast by whoever wears
I
it.
can
One
store.
time.
One time.
I could store 5 level 1s.
Up to.
or-
Oh, it is a combination of up
It
to
says
5
up to
levels.
5 levels worth of spells. Yeah.
A 2 and a 3, a 2 and a 3, a fireball, and a whole person.
5 mage hands.
That is a cantrip?
Playing patty cake, and the fifth one
Wow,
keeps
you
score.
rolled really well.
Hmm?
It says when found contains 1d6 minus 1 level of stored spells chosen by the GM.
No.
There's none in there.
There's no spells in there.
It's
It
a
was
ring of
expended.
spell storing up to 0 levels.
No, it can store. There's just none in it at the time.
Yeah, it didn't start with any.
Any
It's
that were in
Oh,
it had been
I
expended when you
see.
found it.
Okay, alright.
It's like an empty ATM card.
I was thinking like an empty gun.
You can put money in the ATM card, but there's no money currently in the ATM card. But yeah,
No, I get what you're saying.
an empty gun is.
Might be one way out. Okay, so there's all of this. Spoke to a couple of merchants. You got some money for ears. You bought some vials, if I remember right.
Wow.
And then you went back and went to sleep. And that is where we begin.
And I believe we did all do our long rest while we were there last time. My hit points are at max, so it must be.
Everybody's hit point should be a max.
Should be.
I'm gonna make sure my key points are properly restored.
And so you came back and you went to sleep about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So if to get a full rest, it's 10, 11 at night at this point when everybody awakes.
That's fine.
Try reloading it. That doesn't look right.
I know, I'm gonna do that.
HTML error.
Nah, it's fine.
You have discovered a portal to a new plane where things are not working as intended. Well done, D&D Beyond devs. Well done indeed.
I'm still waiting for the D&D Beyond to put the player character sheets on their app. Their app has expanded, but they haven't got to that point yet. That's basically what I'm waiting for.
Seems kind of key.
I would figure that would be in the roadmap at some point,
Meh.
but
What do any of us know about software development?
nothing.
I mean, it really is insane what the fuck.
All right, so you
Yeah.
awake
People.
after a rest. You feel rested. Everybody has everything back. Did
Rolled
anybody
a
spend?
springs from bread? From bread?
People spent hit dice, correct?
Yes.
When you dropped the short
Yes.
rest card,
Mm-hmm.
you only get half of your spent hit dice back
Damn it.
during a long rest.
Round up,
so I don't
round
know.
down.
Round
Oh,
usually
good
round down
Damn you.
in D&D.
Fine. Okay.
And then the
And-
day,
and-
the night is yours to do with as you will.
The night begins
So,
to
so
shine.
about what time is it now? Like roughly, like
We'll say about
is
11.
Okay.
About
One of
11
the best
at night.
songs there is.
I mean, yeah, I don't disagree.
All right.
Can
I
we
can
also
see it in your
assume
eyes.
that our character's bathed?
That's up to
You can assume nothing.
All right, I smell wonderful as I spring
I'm sure
from the
everybody
bed.
does. Because almost everybody bled at least a little bit.
And I killed some people in close quarters.
You
with
crotch-shotted.
spectacular.
You crotch-shotted
yes,
someone in close
spectacular
quarters.
deaths.
Are there bathing facilities in the town?
There are baths available in the Rusted Dragon.
You never know.
Quanto cuesta?
It's a city full of smelly
We
people.
much
bathed
do
in
they
the blood
cost?
of our enemies. What the fuck are you guys talking
How much
about?
does it
We're
cost for a
good.
normal person?
Normal person, it would probably be a silver, 2 silver. But since your rooms are comped, baths would be as well.
Are they brought
What was
to
that?
us? Are they brought to us?
No, there is a bathing area. There is a bathing room with baths in it
And
that
if
can be prepared for you.
I pay a couple of silver for tubs of hot water to be brought to me,
You a fancy
They
man?
would. I
Are
can
you
tell
a fancy
you.
man?
yes.
I can tell you they would probably not do that to the rooms, Just
Tub of hot water.
We do not
a
have.
tub of hot water? Yes, they would probably avoid that to the room so that water didn't spill everywhere. That's why they're
A
trying to
tub
keep
of
them.
water having
Are you talking like a bucket of hot water to like wash your
Sure,
face, or are you
yeah.
talking like a tub to bathe in?
A couple of buckets.
Buckets, yeah, buckets. That could do it. I was thinking you were thinking of actually like a bathing tub brought to the room. That probably wouldn't
Most
happen.
interesting D&D's ever been.
Bring me the buckets.
Bring me the buckets.
What size are the buckets?
So Grelda goes.
They are bucket size.
Half barrel. They're half barrel.
Grelda goes and actually does have a bath, despite the fact that she anticipates more blood of her enemies
Is there
being
any
on her later.
scent in the water, or is it just water?
That's extra.
I want to say she sinks to the bottom. And
Well,
her,
it is
her
a
braids
tub for a
float to
human
the
size,
top.
so braids and the beard.
Yeah, yep,
Just kind of
yep.
float
She
to
doesn't
the
have
top.
beards.
I
What?
have
She's got
sideburns.
scruff.
Yeah. Sideburns.
Dwarven women have
I'm working
beards.
on it, man.
She said she doesn't have a beard.
I don't.
Aw.
I'm working on it. I'm really young, okay?
No upper beard anyway.
I know, right? I've got. It's coming in. Any day now.
Working on the chops.
She got the chops.
It would take
Oh, she's
about a
clean.
half hour
Chops.
for all of that to be prepared.
Oh, it wasn't like already prepared.
I don't think they keep
Hot water.
a hot water just hot all
Buckets.
the time.
Well,
All
depends-
day, every day.
It
What kind of
depends-
place is this?
It depends
Well,
on the type
alright.
of bathhouse.
Look,
if it's
when
a
we
bathhouse
own
on a
it,
natural
we can set
spring.
rules. Until that time,
If there's no hot water ready, then I'm just gonna stink.
I will take
Is there
the
a
buckets
stream nearby?
and I will clean.
So
the
there's
buckets.
there's a bay. Feel free.
It's only a little salty.
This is the Michael Bay.
So, as an Aarakocra, like Icky spent some of his drunken yet still awake hours preening himself. So,
So he's
So it's off of your feathers and in your mouth. Got it.
Yep.
Good job. Okay.
in my gullet. Thank you very much.
Whatever.
If,
And
you,
then
if you're
washed away
hungry,
with
I can
alcohol.
regurgitate some of it for you.
Gizzard?
Bird gizzard is.
What sort of system?
It's whatever it is. It's very judiciously in place.
All right.
named after
I'd do my
Jews
best
that-
not to
I wait like maybe 10 minutes after I wake up, and if no, and I'm
Alright,
obviously
appreciate
dressed
it.
and ready to go. Got Sasha, and if no one else is getting up, I'm gonna go start pounding on some doors.
And this was
Enter.
11 a.m.
PM.
p.m.
PM.
Wait, why are we
PM.
opening
You
doors?
you woke up.
It's time to go clubbing.
You were immediately informed that Amiko was gone.
Oh.
You went to the glassworks. You went in the basement. You came back. You went to sleep. So you went to bed at about 2 in the afternoon.
We did not tell anybody anything that we saw when we came back. It looks like a regular afternoon to most people.
No,
Except
you
we
informed
told
many
them
people.
everything.
There was the old person that Tanishi smacked in the ass with her axe. The mayor and the.
You were there.
Yes.
He was. You informed him to tell the mayor about what you found. You held up a head. He was not going to do it, so
Oh,
they
yeah,
asked
no, that
you
makes sense.
to convince him,
Encourage.
and you smacked him in the ass with the flat of your
I
axe.
believe I said encourage.
I think you did
we
say
all,
encourage.
we all assumed that you missed, and that's why the flat was used.
That makes sense.
So actually, like and you specifically asked for guards to be placed around the
Yes.
glassworks. while
Not
you
not
slept.
to actually
Not to
guard
go
it,
into
but
the
to run away
glassworks, but to be placed around the glassworks.
and run away if bad
And
things
I'm
happen.
So-
sorry. Could you? Is it easy for you to ping on this map where the glassworks is
The
versus where
glassworks
we
is
are?
over here,
Okay.
Yeah.
right there.
And we are.
You are down here.
Give
Is
me
this
a
a
ping
different map?
facility.
Nope.
It is a little bit different. It's
One thing
angled so you can
Yeah.
see the elevation and everything
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
So Grelda's gonna start trying to muster the forces because we need to go back.
Come on.
Enter.
Hey, stop preening. Let's go.
I'm preening.
No, I'm talking to him.
Oh.
Yeah,
I,
there's
gotta be a
I
room
would
yet.
think he's pretty as well.
I mean, I'm a soldier, so I'm
Not
like
so much.
outside my room now, just like, all right,
Put some
what
clothes
you
on.
doing? I don't know what you're
Put
doing.
yourself together.
Roger.
Like, I'm ready.
Meet downstairs in 5.
Yep. Okay, and then I continue. I actually don't know where everyone's room is, so I probably come across.
No,
some-
you would. You would know where
Oh,
everyone's
okay.
room is because you all went to bed around the same time.
I like to believe that I just.
And you
banged
had
on
spent
every
the night
door.
in those rooms previously as well.
Yes.
Oh, we need to go adventuring. All right, let me grab my
Get
coat.
my great sword.
I would invite her.
Ma'am, that's a cane. It's a great cane.
But when I press this button, +5/+5 Holy Avenger. See?
Yeah, no, she would be coming with us.
Yeah, she can come.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
But no, you would know where everybody's source is.
Okay.
So if you wanted to knock on
I-
the door.
I would
I,
only knock on their doors. That is true.
I rouse to Welda's call and join.
All right.
Yep, me too.
All
I head
right.
down but I want some breakfast before we head out?
Just go downstairs and start cleaning my axes.
Is Steven gonna need second breakfast?
Examining them.
All right. As you go downstairs,
Sharpening
there
them.
is actually the Rusty Dragon is completely empty. There's nobody behind the bar. There's nobody at the tables. The only person downstairs is there is a Crown's Guard at the door. The door is open. He has his hand on it, and he's just kind of looking outside. Looks back in, looks outside, and then when he sees you, he gets this relieved look on his face. Oh, thank goodness you're up. I was told as soon as you came downstairs to take you to the glassworks. We've had people posted out there all day, and we've been waiting for you.
Are we all here?
I was the mayor told us that you were going to finish what you started, whatever that means.
Should we step
Since I didn't have time to bathe because they would have made a bed, I'm still covered in gore, and I'm like, yep, what we started.
This is the traditional
I-
sleep gore of the.
Of my people.
I can't. No. No. Yeah, this is the traditional. I clean myself a little bit
The
in a bucket of water.
the college shower.
Yes. Have you seen
I grab
Hats.
a braid, I squeeze some gore out, and flick it on.
Oh, god damn.
Grelda?
Commander? Do you,
Yes.
That was very disrespectful. Do you want me to do something?
No.
to help you?
Whoa,
She's
hold
still
on.
learning to.
Hold on.
No.
Commander,
What?
Yeah, she's military.
She has a soldier background.
Yes.
but since when did we appoint him commander?
I take you aside and I explain to you that made her behave.
And
Yeah,
I
this
just-
happened
Okay,
a while
that
ago.
makes
I
sense.
make this look like it was completely.
I'm okay.
Did you?
I-
I've been
did that
calling
hit
him
to
commander
your head
for a
affect you
while,
that
yes.
badly?
I don't know if you've used the term commander, but you have mentioned that he is
Leader,
the
commander,
leader.
boss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you have been
Yeah.
following his
Yes.
lead.
Yes.
Yes.
You've made it very clear.
I actually,
If Sinishi's out of earshot
Totally,
at any
yes,
moment.
totally, commander.
You can
Yes,
pull him
yes.
aside. if
Okay,
you'd like
as
to
soon as
speak
as
to
soon
him.
as she's out of earshot, just go with it because she seems more comfortable. At some point, if we want
Head chopping off.
roll somebody, yes. If you want to appoint someone else, fine. But right now, it seems to be working.
No, that's fine.
I
So-
understand an orcish culture.
Yes.
If the commander fails,
so quick
I get executed.
So, like,
you
so
know what?
when
That's
we
fine.
when we got that what was it like the
You just
I
let
think
me
you're
know.
good.
if
I
it was
think you're
in
in
the
a good position
catacombs
there.
or if it was like our own
Just
little dreams
great.
where we saw where the other evil pools
It was
might
dreams.
be. That was dreams.
The
That
night
was
before.
everybody's dream was a little bit different.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But
So you
all
did
right.
have that. That was
That-
a dream.
All right.
Yeah,
yes.
my dream had poop in it.
That was the night before we went down.
That was you had the dream right before you were told that Amiko had gone missing.
Aw,
And
poor
Amika was
little-
still missing.
No,
I-
Amiko's not missing.
We found her.
We found. Okay.
You found her.
Yeah.
She was on the edge of death.
No. That I recall. But when we came back to town, she wasn't there.
You did not see her. Nobody asked about her or anything like that. You found
Don't ask about it now.
you found the halfling.
Find the half.
Oh,
What?
thank goodness you're here. We missed you so
Yep.
much. Oh my god, I miss her. Do it again.
It's not a monkey you can make big.
we have to go and look for that NPC to hear the voice.
Yes, you have to earn the voice.
You do have to. You have to earn these voices. Come on.
So
Her name
let's
is
not look for
Bethana.
her.
Her name
Yes.
is Bethana.
Yes. Bethana was there when you. There was somebody out in the Rusty Dragon. He ran in the kitchen, got Bethana. But she had mentioned that Amiko was in her room, resting and recovering. And if you wanted to speak to her, you could.
What was Amiko doing in Bethana's room?
Amiko was in her room. In Amiko's room.
Making the bed.
Right.
Hey,
Iki
it's
Iki's prepared to just head on back down to the glassworks because we do have unfinished business there, and I'm itching to get back down there to make sure that the town is okay, and that's what I'm expressing.
The
At the moment.
blades are bare.
Grelda also has her murder business face on.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, like, for any of you who have been paying attention, you can tell that this is important to Icky because he doesn't want to get a drink before we go. He's
Right,
ready to
right.
just head on
Yeah.
down.
And
So if
Tarnan
you've been
looks
paying
at him
attention,
and hears him out calmly, and then says, "Good talk. We should do that."
yeah.
And then continues out the door.
All right.
Follows.
Is everybody following? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
The soldier leads you out the door and walks you towards the glassworks. It is very dark. I mean, there is like sconces and stuff like that outside of buildings. A couple are lit, but it is night. Brings you to the glassworks, and immediately as you begin to, you see a soldier come into your night vision. He turns around, holds up his greatsword, and says, "Halt! Who comes?" And the soldier says, "Hey, Stephen. They're going to finish their business."
Keep up the good work, Stephen. Mead, set the pace.
And
Wait,
as
Mead is
you
shortest,
continue forward, and
Yes.
he's holding up his
Okay.
sword, and
Don't-
you can see
Are you sure?
you can see very easily that the
Probably.
sword is kind of shaking
Unknown.
in his grasp
Okay.
as you come. Oh, thank goodness you're here.
Then
Alright,
if he's shaking,
so-
I pat him on the shoulder. Keep up the good work.
Well, and as we pass Stephen, I'd like to ask him what his experience like what have you seen? Like what's happening here since as we were resting?
I saw a skeleton once.
We were told to stay outside of the doors. There are 2 guards by each door, and 2 guards that go by every half hour to check on us and make sure people were still here. Nothing has happened, but I heard of a demon head that you were carrying around, and I don't want to. Yes, I don't. And Matt takes a step back. I don't want to see that come out of the glass works.
It's
So-
called
It's dead.
patrol lad. Whenever the other group of soldiers goes by, and this demon's not going to do anything to you.
There might be more.
I know, but we
Commander
killed
is
this one.
Scared of
Mead.
the door.
That's
Steven,
why we've been
Set the
waiting
pace.
for you.
Double time.
All right, off to the
Hey,
glassworks I go.
thank you, Stephen.
Good lad.
Steven's
You're
fucking worth
I
it.
give
Yeah.
I give
Yeah.
Steven a little skin of alcohol.
If he's
That's-
left, I'm following him.
Thank you. After my round.
Hey, he at least stood up to us as we walked
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So
I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
I don't think he's worthless.
Yeah, no.
We clearly fucked some shit up.
Seriously. They need to do
Because
something
we clearly
about
fucked
training
some shit
around.
up.
Oliver, they're coming. Open the door. And the door you had gone in earlier, you see there is a guard standing there with a longbow holding the door open for you.
Very good.
Is it necessary to specify that stealth to be used upon entering, since they're
I don't
only
think-
standing on the outside?
You would still need to tell me.
All right, so I'm going to stealth.
Because if people are going to stealth, I would still need a stealth roll.
I would like to ask Stephen before we head in, like how deeply do you have guards stationed? In the
Just on the
glassworks?
outside.
Just on the
We
outside.
were told under no circumstances to go inside.
I think we should let
to
the
each door
stealthy
to
guys
patrols.
go first and
Yep,
tell us
yep,
what's
that
going
is.
on.
Then heading in carefully was not
Seriously.
going.
You want to put your
Super
owl on my
terrified.
shoulder?
Like, well
What?
done.
Come on.
thank you.
Yeah. Do I have?
No, you don't have to come to me. I was
Oh
Tarn
no!
is saying,
You,
come
you
on.
needed the stuff
Oh,
to summon it again.
He's saying,
It
let
was
the stealthy guys
expensive.
go forward. I'm like, we're not even in the building yet. We just
Right.
got to the door. We're going to go back down that first set of stairs where she
Where we
not
found.
so stealthily made her entrance the first time.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's where we'll start worrying about being stealthy.
Once you actually get
Then
into,
turn
you mean
it
once you
on.
actually get into the catacombish area, there
Once
was
we
the
go down the
there was
stairs-
the broken wall that had
Yeah.
been broken down, and that kind of led you into the
So-
more tunnelish
Yes.
area.
Means,
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I'm interrupting you.
No, that led you from the path that led to the beach, that hallway. There was the broken wall that led you inside. First, it was more of like a tunnel, like naturally formed area, and then that led into like the stone walls and the stone floor.
Because it was actually wall closed at one point.
Yes, it looked like it had been bricked up and then broken down.
Yeah.
Well, playing the role as commander, whenever my scout puts up a hand to start moving stealthily, that's when I'll. But until that point, I'll
So
be
my
I don't have
initial
my
thought
owl
was, since we had a
anymore, do I?
guard tell us that they
No, the owl
stationed
died.
only on the outside and
But I
had
never
patrol on the
recreated
outside,
it.
You have
Okay.
not.
that stealthing from the very entrance
Okay,
would
so
be a good idea.
Or
Because
at
we
least,
don't know what's come up.
or at
to-
least progressing carefully.
Yeah, although we have established that neither of us are great on the stealth thing,
Yeah.
but we're also
So
your
while
melee
we wait,
characters.
you can
Well,
basically
I mean, I can move fairly quickly.
everybody gives me a stealth roll and then tell me the order. Or I'm sorry, first tell me the order
Yes.
that you're going in, and then we'll do the stealth.
Second.
Me first.
First, second.
I'm one of the few without dark vision, like a natural
Yes.
dark
Yes,
vision.
I think you are the only one.
Okay.
Yes.
That does
Your
not have
coin
dark
might
vision.
need to be refreshed.
I should
Right.
probably go
He
last.
does. He's a gnome.
I
Okay.
had the coin,
That
and
vision.
otherwise I was following you with my hand on
Yep.
your shoulder.
Yes.
Which I think even with the coin you should still.
I will
I
tell
agree.
you, if you're trying to stealth, a lighted coin is not going to help
Well, no, but
He
you
was
can
keeping
do
it in his mouth.
This.
That's
Well,
right.
I had been keeping it just
The
like
light
in
lights
a
up in the
feathers.
back
In a-
and gives him it's like flashlights. He can see.
No,
He's keeping it in
I
his
always
prison
envisioned
pocket.
it. He's got it in his mouth,
Oh.
and the 2 little holes in his nostrils there. Ding.
So he's got to look down his nose to see anything.
this blatant misunderstanding of avian
Anatomy.
like-
If it's in his
like
mouth, it's probably
biology,
coming
not
out
his
the
ears.
ears.
is so offensive.
Hey, aren't most of your quills like transparent?
No, that's
Well, they're
polar bears.
hollow.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
All right. 13. Plus.
Plus your modifier.
Yeah. Remember which one it is?
Starting to like you
It
guys.
should be stealth. Should be on the left.
Starting to
Okay,
like you
Under
Not
guys.
enough
dexterity.
alcohol then.
19.
I guess so.
18.
Oh my god, I
18,
actually have
by the way.
a plus to stealth and not a minus?
Let's just go with real damn bad. It's a
What's your
2, but no matter what I add it to,
Yeah.
it's
What's
not
your,
gonna go
what's your
well.
modifier? Like what is the
I
actual
just
number?
rolled
I'm
really
sure
well.
it's not gonna be great.
Do you really?
I got a
17.
20.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, modified, not natural.
I've modified 14.
So you need to tell your
Ooh,
dad that you're going
4.
to take the
4?
top
My modified is 10.
All
No,
right.
it's not. The modifier is
all the way
1.
across the table.
Plus 1?
You know, like all together.
Oh,
Altogether, it's not
right
modified.
My modified
like
is
a
10
dice roll
altogether.
Okay, you are moving
Just
in.
like
You
a
are
little
moving in
ramp
order,
and a cup
and
kind of thing.
the
Yeah, you go to hell.
overall as a group stealth check, you are pretty quiet
Okay.
as a group.
I
Quietest I
keep
think I've ever
giggling maniacally apparently in the middle of it, but beyond that, we're fine.
Is this new?
I think it's Sasha that's giggling.
Oh, fair enough.
That's somewhat discomforting.
No, she's giggling too. It's fine.
Did you
Which is
giggling
just
in
about as much.
Russian?
Sasha, quiet. Eee, stop it.
What's up now?
Oh, right, you
Oh,
like
as I
your
said.
personality, shit.
Overall, the group stealth check, we're moving fairly quietly as a group.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're gonna like. I assume that the main door is the first door that we came to the first time
Yep.
we came here. So there's like a little bit of a hallway, and then another great big door in that long
And then there's
hallway.
yep.
And then we're gonna head down that.
As you walk, you notice that nothing has changed since you came back up through it. You don't see any
Okay, that's
movement,
exactly what I was
any
looking for.
disturbances, everything.
Let's not make this.
Give me
the
a
bridge.
since you're in the
Yeah.
lead.
That's what I
give
was.
me-
That's what I was gonna do. Is
Since
just
you're in
kind
the
of
lead, give me a
describe.
perception check.
Okay.
I wanna-
He's in the lead. 1. Everything looks normal.
I think I got dust in my eye.
Wait, what's your perception? You get plus something. Right?
Oh,
Did you roll-
you're
did you
right.
roll a natural one?
I rolled a natty one.
Then it really doesn't matter.
Oh, 7 or 6.
Just be glad, because the natural one
6.
doesn't go negative. It just only stays at 1.
Nice.
Whereas a 2 could be negative.
So my thought was
What?
that I would kind of
If
lead
you're-
the group
If you're
piecemeal, like
your,
in that first
modifier is
door,
negative 2.
and then wave everybody
You roll a 2,
in
it could be
down
less
that
than
big hallway.
You do. It takes you, because of the length of the room, if you remember.
Yeah.
It does take you a good 10 minutes to make your way through it. The only light in the room is from the furnace, so there is a little bit of ambient light. But if you're moving like you're describing, it does take about 10 minutes
So-
before you get down to where you
Well,
were
I think I have
previously.
low light vision or something like
You do.
that. Okay.
But if you're moving as you're describing, like moving
Before-
forward and waving them up.
Yeah.
Before we head downstairs in the glasswork, I would like somebody who can cast light to light up my coin.
Okay.
And I
Like,
thank.
Is
All
light
right,
cantrip?
life.
yes. And this goes back into a
And that is
sealed
an
pouch.
hour?
yes.
This goes back into a sealed pouch where it's concealed until I personally need to bring it out for light.
Put it in
Okay.
beacon blind.
So unless you
I can
Need to
ruin all of your dark.
say otherwise, I think we should jump to the point where
Yeah,
we're
to
in
where
that
you're
basement.
to where you were before.
Yeah.
Alright.
So-
where the
so
first
is this-
unexpected encounter happens.
So
because
is
we're not
this
paying
back to like where that room with the creepy water was, or where the statue
initiative.
was, or in between the two?
I will.
I would assume
Roll
we have to make our way to the creepy water area again.
attention. And then we roll initiative.
That was dead end though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that
it was.
Oh,
portion
he
of
let
it
us go all the
was.
way into the.
No, that's where you were before.
He
Yeah.
just has
I'm going to represent your group with just Sanishi's
Oh, okay.
icon, but it was a dead end where you had gone into the room before. There was a hallway that opened up to the room with the weird basin. Then it opened up into the room where you had the battle, and that was it. There was no exit.
But there's another
And then,
like
Yes,
well,
there
well,
are.
Statues
like
up
there are
there.
things up here, and then like right up here is
Yep.
where that statue that we like half investigated,
Yep.
but we didn't go
Right.
further than that
right.
because we only had like the owl or whatever avian familiar.
Yes.
Check out that.
Because
area.
you went this way,
And then up.
and then
Yeah.
up.
Yep. And we checked out like up to a corner. And
Like
then
where-
doubled
where-
back to this room.
Where there was a statue that we like half investigated, right?
Here is where it branched off.
Yep.
That took you down there.
We did look up a
You
little.
looked,
should-
because
there
you
should
said
be
the-
another-
you looked up and there was a statue, and then there was a small room with hallways that went off of it.
Yeah.
But you went down, and that's where the battle happened.
So if we are as a group where Sinishi is like that, the Sinishi marker,
Wow, I didn't really miss much.
not a whole lot.
It was the last one was it was half
Mainly
of
battle.
the battle
Yep.
and half of the role play after the battle, and then they went to sleep.
Cheers. Okay.
Do you want to drag me?
Well, I'm just going to use Sinishi's.
Yeah, so
I,
While you're
I
walking
just
your
assumed
group.
you would want to use her as like your like the main perspective, and then
2
have
points,
me.
the scout and the main body.
Right.
I will
So-
just in order
Got it.
for
Got
ease
it.
of use,
Got it.
we'll just do with what you see. If a battle were to happen, I'll bring everybody up. But for right now, I'll just use the one.
So I'm
icon.
gonna go up to that branch that branches off to the right, and then take a right.
This is where that statue
Oh yeah, this is what you see.
right?
Yep.
This is where we were.
You didn't even make it up this far. You looked.
The bird did.
The bird
did.
made it up this far, but nobody else walked.
The bird did.
Is that
The
It's
owl.
solid.
No, I did. There's another doorway that I made it to before I turned around.
Oh, it was if you look to the north, right.
King of the North?
Not King of the North. Right here.
You're the king of the north.
Right here. There we go. That is an open door. It
Okay.
was closed the last time you were.
What's on the
Oh,
left
okay.
of
Ah.
him? Is that a passage?
There, yes. On the left is a passage that leads back to more like the natural-looking stone tunnel. That kind of it was
It's not
when
where
he
we
first
came
came
from,
in.
though.
It's not exactly where he came from,
Well,
but it's the
it'll
same
tie
kind of
back in.
formation. There is a red marble statue of a strikingly beautiful, but at the same time monstrously enraged human woman stands in the middle of the room. Her stormy expression is twisted in fury. The woman wears flowing robes, and her long hair is held back from her face by an intricate headdress of hooks and blades. In her left hand, she carries a large book, the face of which is inscribed with a 7-pointed star. And in her right hand, she holds a glittering metal and ivory halberd. There is a hallway that leads down to the right. You can kind of see some stairs begin. And then to the north, there is an open door that leads out to a wood platform. And on the left leads to a more natural-looking tunnel. The same kind as when you came in.
So
Meet up for it,
if I need to percept at this to understand it, then I would like to do that. But the things that the statue is holding, are these things that are carved in with the statue, or are they items that
The halberd looks like an item. The book,
is
it
carved?
looks carved. This is the same thing as the statue, but the halberd looks like an actual halberd.
All right.
What is it? A golden ivory halberd. Or a metal and ivory halberd.
Okay. I would like to percept at these things to see if they're removable, at the very least.
I think the metal
Is-
might be gold.
Alright, give me a perception check then.
Would anybody like to assist me in this?
Sure.
Oh yeah. I think is it investigation?
No.
That would be an investigation. If you're
My perception.
Let me verify.
perception would be just to see
I-
what else is in
I
the
have a
room.
high
Investigation
So
is actually looking
my
at it.
investigation
fondle
is
it,
a
it's
negative
investigation.
1.
Oh.
So if somebody a little bit more perceptive would like to help me with this investigation,
You-
Well,
these are
This is
the
investigate. Yes.
these are the
investigation.
things that Icky is interested in.
Does
He's
that give him advantage where he can roll twice?
If somebody were to help him in the investigation, he would get advantage on it.
Okay. So yeah, Sam will help you to not roll in that one again or whatever.
all right.
Hopefully.
Whoop.
Wait, how many?
So that was a 16 and an 18.
So
Nice.
18 plus whatever your modifier is.
Negative 1.
So 17.
There you
The book, again, the book actually looks like it was carved with the rest of the statue, so
Okay.
it was actually a part of it. The halberd actually looks like it was placed into the hand. There was some kind of adhesive, but it definitely was put there, so it could be removed.
It's probably Elmer's glue or something.
Glue stick.
Mod Podge.
Well, and
Well,
so like, does a halberd count as a spear
Come on,
weapon, or is it a different class?
It is a different class. I mean, it is like a full
So
6-foot halberd with a blade at the
can
end.
anybody here
Basically.
use a halberd?
Anybody can use a
Well,
halberd.
does anybody here want
I
to
don't
use?
believe he can even use a bow. I mean, I've seen it. It's not. He's like this.
Yeah, you're just gonna put your
That's
foot.
that's a kill shot.
Yeah. Like 9 times out of 10,
I don't
that's
wanna
a
see
kill
him
I
shot.
would
try to
like
use
to
a halberd.
use a
The
golden
10th time you
ivory
shoot
halberd
yourself
in
in the
order to
shirt.
sell it.
Sometimes
That's
shirts
a
need
legitimate
work.
interest.
You do have to carry the golden ivory, or it's metal. It's not gold.
I
No.
would like someone larger than me to carry the
How
golden
about on the
ivory
way
halberd.
out?
Sanishi
Well,
would like to
perhaps
point
That's
out
probably
to
a
the
good
DM
priority.
that
We
gold
got other
is a
things
type
to
of
worry about.
metal.
It's not gold.
Oh,
Just, you know.
Cheese is a type of
tin
On the
halberd,
way out,
or ivory.
tasty.
Lieutenant,
So,
you could probably direct one of the troops to carry that
point
out.
is, if anybody is interested in this thing, it looks like it may be something that we can take from the statue, which may be a trap. I don't know. I'm just a bird.
On the way out, that's racist.
Fuck you. I can't be racist against
That's
birds.
racist
That's
as
how
hell.
it works.
I can't believe you would say that about one of my friends.
He
He
That is-
identifies as a bird.
Anyway.
As Tarnan has pointed out, we're better off not worrying about this right now, and we'll worry about when we leave.
All right.
Yeah,
All the way
let's
back.
go kill things, please.
That's fair.
He's
Please.
tarnished this idea.
I used to like the meat.
I hope he hasn't tarnished the ivory.
The monkey.
The monkey.
Exasperated pirate
All
monkey.
right, so
Oh yes, that's a good. Yes.
Mead, take a right.
What's that from?
Mead, take a
I see it
right.
all the time, but
Mead, take a right.
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him
No.
out.
is it?
Take it right.
No. It is claymation, but it's
Monkey
absolutely
Island?
not Wallace the
Yeah, it looks like Wallace and Gromit.
because it's
All right,
claymation.
so you see there is a hallway. There is a series of stairs. Each set of stairs only goes down about 3 feet. There's
Alright,
a
so
minor
it's
dip.
a downward.
But it does go
stair.
down, and there is a door at the end.
So it's a whole flight.
Eventually.
No, each
Are you
one
gonna
is
continue?
It's a
sir?
slow
Now
fall.
that's racist.
No, I am a gnome. Can't be racist against myself.
A flight? You can't fly. I can
What?
fly. You're
Oh.
being racist.
No,
Oh,
I
and there
meant a flight
is.
of- 'cause
You
for
reach
me,
the end,
it's a
and
whole
there
level.
is a door. It is. It's not. It's wooden inlaid with metal. It doesn't seem incredibly heavy, but it is closed.
Is it locked?
You can find out.
I'm gonna check to see if it's locked.
Okay. You grab the handle and start to turn. Too late. He grabbed it. He grabs the handle and starts to turn, and it turns free.
Okay.
Mead. That's my job.
Oh, my bad.
Carry on.
He's the handle turner.
Yes. Yes, I forgot. I've got
The
to.
turner
No,
of handles.
no.
I've got to rank up to get.
It's more about the checking for traps. Sorry.
That's you.
It's more about checking for unexpected traps,
I think she peed the seat.
which
Sorry,
would also
You're gonna want to
constitute a
disinfect that.
Sorry.
Okay.
unlocking the doors and then letting you through without wasting more time.
But now you know it's not locked.
Fantastic. And you're still breathing, so I guess we're good.
Yes.
But next time, as you are a definite resource to this party, don't put yourself at that risk.
Understood.
Isn't
So
very
it's not locked.
resource-
So what do we want to like?
Yeah, carry on.
Open it and look.
Oh, you want me to open it? Sure.
I mean, is that what we want to do next? I'm
Check
asking.
for traps first.
We'll check for traps.
I was telling the DM, not you.
Oh.
I
Give me
have
an investigation.
a dire need to pee.
Do you have
Go
a-
on.
I actually do
This
as
will take a
well.
minute.
So
I may have brought too much beer.
yes, you beard the hell out
But
of us.
that roll really doesn't
So you
help.
give me an investigation
Well,
check.
I
We will
investigation.
take a
Six.
bio break after I tell you.
Okay.
Did
Is
you
it
get?
just investigation? For checking for traps? Is it sleight of hand or what is it?
No, investigation.
Oh, well, that sucks. I got a 8.
An 8
Yes.
looks not true.
Okay.
Looks
well, then I
clear.
open it.
All right, we will open it after everybody.
Very easy.
I don't like jalapeno.
Tarnin.
Okay.
Which
Tarnin
my
is
ultimate
opening the door.
decision.
Yep, I did.
Tarn opens the door.
Kicky door door.
Oh wait, there
Tarn
is
in here.
there are a couple of sconces on the wall that are currently lit.
I
Are they
attacked
tasteful?
sconces.
There is what was that?
Are they
Scones?
tasteful sconces? Or the
Scones?
style of them? Do they look?
Appropriate.
Utilitarian.
Are they possibly?
They're not ornate. They're just sconces on the wall that are lit. There is a pool in the middle. The water is rippling in the same way the water in the basin that you found previously was rippling, and the pool is lined with skulls in the same manner that
We
the
should
pool
probably drink
in
it.
the room you fought was lined in. There doesn't seem to
At
be
the
any.
very
There's
least,
a
get
door on
easy.
the opposite side that is
Balls.
currently open. It leads to another
Jeez.
hallway where you see another set of stairs, and
Is
you
there?
can kind of see that it curves at the end of the hallway, kind of curves around, and you see a couple of stairs at the end of it. Seem to go.
Is
But
there
they
a weird,
go
like,
downward.
This is alright.
weird emo lady cutting herself?
There is no weird.
Would you say the skulls are tasteful? Or
You can lick
utilitarian?
them. Find out how
Utilitarian skulls.
Wait, would you say that they are kind of Wisconsins?
What?
Wispy Wisconsins?
Wispy skulls?
You're fired.
Wispy Wisconsins.
Wisconsin.
Don't say she's
Wispy
making a
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin pun.
No.
No, she's
They're not
she's
Wispy
trying-
Wisconsin?
No. No, I'm ignoring you.
That's not where we're from, Internet.
Was that-
It's
Look
not
around.
Wisconsin.
Down the hall?
No,
Down the
Wispy
hall.
Wisconsin.
Down the hall we
No,
go.
it's Wisconsin.
Down the hall we go.
I'm following.
And
Trundle,
I'm-
trundle, tra-la-la.
I'm gonna take one of the sconces as I go by it, so
That's
that
racist.
I have
There.
sconce with it.
You cannot abscond with the scout.
Thank you.
Alright, so you go around the room, down the other hallway.
I thank you.
Alright, as you walk through this hallway, everybody roll a perception check for me.
Oh my.
Do I have to?
Everybody.
Damn. I'm gonna have to retire my dice.
Put it in dice jail.
14.
I got
1 million perception.
Wait.
9.
What? 9?
14.
6.
Also 9.
Perception.
That's
13.
the
13?
right number, man.
You two roll
It's a
one more
good
time
number.
for me.
It's a good year.
Roll one more
Great.
time for me.
Whichever one of us rolls higher dies.
Fuck, I hope not.
Shit, I'm in trouble.
Alright,
23.
Oh, he wins. I only got a
23.
23?
I got a 19.
Okay, you as you're
Shit.
leading down the hall, you're moving slowly, and along the stone wall, something kind of just catches your eye, and you turn, and there is writing on the wall. It's red, and it's like slowly running down. You can tell it's the consistency of blood, but it's like fresh and it's running and it's moving down. And this is what it says.
You know what language? Doesn't matter.
He
I don't
sees
see
it. And it's written, it looks exactly like that. And then tell me when you're done reading it.
Whiff. I told you you are, you die.
Alright, you can keep that. You blink, gone.
Alright, the writing and everything's gone?
There's nothing there.
Nothing
There's
there.
no
Nice.
residual. It's as though nothing was there. And you were the only person who saw this. So you're moving, you kind of like stop as you see this, and then it's gone.
So, the...
Nobody, yeah, basically, the only thing they know is that you were moving and you stopped.
There was ghost blood on the wall for a second, and it said, everybody I have ever known will die from the goblins, and they will never stop coming. But it's not there anymore, so you can't see it.
We're gonna kill goblins.
Alright, did the handwriting look familiar?
Not like anything
all.
I've seen before.
So
Let's keep
so
that
not
in
like
mind.
any of the shit that Suto wrote in his crazy
Maybe.
ramble.
No.
No.
Doesn't look like the paper that you found.
I said no the first time.
Yeah. It does
because I
not. It does
clearly
not look
remember
like
it.
the writing in the journal. That you
Alright,
found.
alright.
It did
Maybe.
not.
No, absolutely not.
God, I was about to say
but
maybe,
no.
but God spoke
So-
to me and said no.
When it says they will never stop coming, are we talking snoo or like...
It's not spelled like that. Sorry.
Some people don't know that there's a difference in spellings because they're stupid.
True.
Anyway, so
Okay, Grelda is not stupid.
We're gonna
So
kill some.
He's
We
not
continue.
smart.
you continue. The stairwell actually goes upwards.
I would like to proceed with a little bit more caution than we've been proceeding with over the last like 5 minutes because there was magical ghost blood writing on the wall.
Does your voice get higher as you continue to talk?
No, I feel like I maintained a pretty level. Like, hey guys, maybe this is
Fantastic.
like not quite so.
Me, carry on. Stay about
What?
20 feet ahead of me. I'll stay about 20 ahead of.
Alright, as you wind up the stairs, it goes up about a flight, and then you can see that it does continue, but your path is completely blocked by what looks like a cave-in.
Does it also go down? Because that picture makes it look like it goes down.
It's up.
It's
an
up.
optical illusion. Optical delusion.
Okay, so any maps you see, take what I tell you over if you see something a little different, because these are found maps that I'm working with. Not
Okay.
everything is exactly
God
right.
said so, Lars.
Yeah. So
Fuck.
just
God
as
is
we
telling me
go,
this
I know
goes
I think I've kind of like we've run into this before. But if I say something and it doesn't match the map, go with what I say because I'm trying to find what works best with what I'm working with. So it's not always going to be 100%.
Okay.
So they go up, it stops. You can tell the stairs continue past that, but it is completely blocked by what looks like some kind of cave that happened
Okay.
at some point.
Is anybody else super confused about like the architecture of this place? Cause I swear to God, we just like went down a flight of stairs, and now we're going up a flight of stairs, and there hasn't been shit here. So
Honestly, I'm more surprised that an orc knows the word architecture.
I've been hanging out with humans a little.
I've been learning fancy
So
words.
racist.
Anyone really want to try to dig through this shit?
What?
I say no. I say
Okay.
we leave this one and turn around and go back. It's caved in. I mean, I don't have anything up my bag of tricks.
Oh, I didn't think we couldn't proceed. I thought we just couldn't
No,
see.
it's completely
It's
blocked.
blocked. It's
Blocked by a
caved
cave
in.
in. You can
Okay.
tell that the stairs continue,
Lars,
but there are large
got anything in your arcane
pieces
bag of tricks?
rock.
That was a
that-
misunderstanding on my
Like-
part.
No,
Clear
completely
the-
blocked. You can't even see through it.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't.
What is it?
I was asking Lars if he's got anything in his arcane bag of tricks that would help get this out of our
I
way.
don't believe so.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure you don't.
Oh, shit, why am I calling you Lars? Geisen? I apologize.
So that heat shows up after 3 or 4.
Oh, do you have something, AP, to contribute?
I don't have 5 fingers.
Do you have anything to contribute?
No, I think we should just go keep going.
Peace of my world.
Let's go.
Go back.
Oh,
That way?
Well, that way.
That way?
I do not.
Alright, then we will, let this lie. Unless Sasha says otherwise.
Sasha wants blood.
Oh hell no! This is fucking stupid. Like this whole hallway tower
Yeah.
thing is a fucking waste of time and stupidly built. Like let's just fucking go kill some shit. Let's find some shit to kill and kill it. And this is
Adrian.
not the place to find it.
Go back.
Doubling back.
Go back the way you came, all
Yep.
the way back to the statue,
Yep.
and that
Yep.
brings you to here.
Raw passageway or...
Constructed passageway.
Constructed.
Where we found the most,
Alright.
heebie-jeebies.
So we're going constructed passageway. North.
Okay. As you step into the room,
You are surrounded.
If the goblins are
Um, you walk into a large chamber that was obviously once a prison. You can see the walls, especially like up towards the north and the west, are just lined with cells. The vast majority of which are open, but you can just see like cells, small like 5x5 open cells with bars in front of them.
What are they perfect?
A rickety wooden platform overlooks the room, which has 2 flights of stairs descending to the prison floor about 10 feet below. 5-foot wide wooden walkway runs from the northeast edge of the platform to a passageway to the east. So there's a wooden platform.
Up and right.
Yep, it goes up, it goes right, and there is it keeps going that way. Otherwise, you can descend to the floor about 10 feet below.
Well, just from basic direction sense, not that I have superior knowledge of where the city is, but this is underneath the city.
Yes.
This is an interesting thing to keep under a city. Me, you've been in this area longer than most of us.
We saw. Didn't we see like a plan for this area, or at least a partially like? So let me direct this to the DM.
Yeah.
Did we not see some sort of catacomb plan where this connects to like the lighthouse in the far north?
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
like the.
In what?
Not...
While we were exploring the initial area, didn't we
Ah.
see this?
So none of them show specifically that they're, like, what you're thinking of is completely connected.
I was gonna say no. You don't see. There is a crude map of Sandpoint.
Okay.
The top, but you
Right,
haven't
the
seen
key-
anything
the-
of the below.
Okay, so there's a crude map where it shows on the upper level of it a few notations of here are places where there's some goblin or evil.
One of the main
relevant
things
shit.
that the map showed was that the catacombs underneath had a point that was exposed to the beach.
Yep.
Which was
you
something
saw.
that, yeah. So we found that, but it was something that nobody knew of before.
Okay, but
And
there
we left
wasn't.
our mark there.
Somebody
Yes,
made
she
the
did.
map. Somebody knew
There was a
about it.
dick
What's that?
left there.
Somebody must have known about it because there was a map that somebody made.
Well, I hope
Well, yeah.
There
there's-
hasn't been a map of it.
I thought it was on.
It was written that it was there, but there wasn't like a map made of it.
Right. This is from Homeboy's crazed journal.
Journal.
Suto's journal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because it's got naked ladies on it.
Right.
Well, just one naked lady. Well,
Half man.
one naked lady drawn multiple times.
In multiple stages of demonic transformations.
Yes.
But to your point,
So,
we don't really.
Okay. I thought we had come across something that indicated that there were a number of places throughout the town that were places of interest to the goblins that were connected somehow.
Oh.
No, I don't believe we did.
Okay.
I think this is the closest
Okay.
we've got to that.
Okay.
Although, frankly, given like the absolute insanity of this architecture, it would. I assume. Wait, is this
We'll
a
be able to
in-game
roll
conversation
further so you get a better view.
at this point?
Can she
Okay.
roll
Is
an
this an in
architecture check?
Is this an in character?
yeah, that's what in character, I'm like, this is an odd thing to have on your city. Mead, you're here.
Yeah, because like in character,
More
like
than-
this is super stupid. Why did
You've
Could,
been in the area longer than we have. Have you ever heard of something underneath the city?
investigation
No.
history, would
Yeah.
that be like if
Like-
I wanted to look and see like how old I think this prison is, like how long
Are
it's
you
been
from the area at
here?
all?
Yeah, that would be a perception check. History would
Um,
be more to think if you like had heard of anything regarding it in your studies. That would be a history check. If you want to see like how old you think it is, that would be perception. So you'd be
I
looking
have
at it.
stone cunning,
Ooh, I actually have history +2.
Yeah,
So
which
can I?
pronounced very deliberately.
Since it is a lot of stone work, if you were to try and see
That's
how
not gonna
old
make
it
it the wrong
was,
way.
I would give you advantage on that roll.
Do it, do it, do it.
So
Do it.
that's
Come
a
on, do it.
D20 twice.
Yep.
Come on.
D20 twice, take the higher one.
trying to remember what stone cunning actually gave me.
I'm not actually sure, but it
This
sounds good.
Shouldn't cut the shit.
Yeah, right.
Rayleigh's and green.
Which is an official DM response.
It sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
It says something like a deeper knowledge and understanding of.
Intelligence history
Being
check
stoned.
related to the origin of stonework. You are considered proficient in the history and add double your proficiency bonus to the check.
Oh, okay, so
Damn, roll it.
yep. So what is your proficiency bonus? I think it's like 2.
Two.
Is it proficient? Okay, proficiency.
It should say
history.
proficiency.
History.
Yeah.
-1.
See,
No, there. You should actually have a proficiency section.
Oh, would that not be under skills?
Yeah, I'm looking for proficiency and I haven't seen it for my character.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
proficiency
really
plus
important.
2.
Plus
Proficiency
two, okay.
anything.
Alright, so it's +4. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a proficiency. It's not under a particular.
Ah,
Okay.
gotcha.
Yes, the proficiency bonus goes up as you level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So whatever
That
I roll
plus
plus
the-
4.
+4 with
Not-
advantage.
With
advantage.
I will still give you advantage. on it.
God, this damn thing.
13.
take 13 and 4, 17.
Yeah.
Glad I'm working
17?
tomorrow.
Me too.
Because of the type of stone it is, I mean, this is a natural forming stone. You've seen this type of stone before. It's hard for you to put an exact age on it, but it is in the hundreds, if not thousands.
Can't you
I
tell that
relay
it's
this
English?
to the group.
What?
Can't you tell that it's English?
Common,
the stone
I
is a limey?
believe, is,
Hundreds of thousands of years old.
Yes. Hundreds to thousands.
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
I mean,
So
part of
hundreds
me
of
wants
years
to throw
old,
my hat at you
2,000
for that. The
years
other
old.
part of me wants to give you.
Yeah,
massive
okay, that
props.
makes more sense.
2,000.
The stone is super duper old, guys.
Not one, but 2,000.
It was like only you guys heard it.
like,
Yeah.
Can I do?
here we go. Here, this.
May I have a cheesy please?
I'd like to do a history
Duncan.
check, just of the.
What are you trying?
I have a lot more history than
What are you trying to remember? Because a history would be like if you've heard of something before, or
Well,
if you'd like studied.
That's
something.
what I wanted. I want to know if I've heard of a jail here or catacombs in the city in general.
Okay, give me a history check.
Ooh, natural 20 plus 2, so 22.
Oh wow. Okay.
Nope.
Um,
You're like, no, you don't recognize any of this shit. Moving on.
Because nobody has ever seen it before.
you haven't heard of any catacombs or jails in this area,
Other owners.
although.
No, it's too spicy.
Although with a natural 20, I will give you that you have heard something of just like rumors that you kind of sloughed off of smuggling tunnels below Sandpoint. People talking about times that they had smuggled things into the city that were illegal, done through some tunnels, and they were aided by one of the people who used to live here. This was decades ago.
Okay.
But you vaguely remember hearing something about that, but nothing about catacombs or jails. And it was like a smuggling tunnel, not like a series of rooms. Just one way to get it from a ship into the town.
Okay. So since we're not having this conversation about, you know, what the fuck are these catacombs? Like, where the hell did these come from? I'm going to relay this information that, hey guys, like, I heard this kind of story, tickle a little brain, that like fucking decades ago people went, like, did smuggling in raw tunnels, but they never fucking found any of like.
Huh, that sounds almost related, but not.
Well, yeah, it's not a lot of info to go
Hey,
on,
all right.
but like it does mean that people have at least been crawling around in the general vicinities for a while, but they haven't made it into this area. So this section has
Your
been blocked
memory
off.
is jogged, and it makes sense that the tunnel you saw that went to the beach
Was probably the tunnel.
Yeah, that was
could be
probably
used
the
to
tunnel.
smuggle stuff.
Yeah.
But like
Two
you're saying,
two
what you're-
underneath the glassworks, but not.
What you're trying to
Yeah,
relay,
so-
if I understand you correctly, is that this is a recent opening.
That's what it sounds. Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like, though. Is because
I agree.
they only reported seeing
Yep.
natural, like tunnels, nothing
Built, constructed,
built, constructed, which
thousands
means
of years, potentially hundreds to thousands of years old.
which also means though that there is more than this.
Sure.
There's like
You need to carry on.
other
Pick a
home-
direction.
like maybe we should be going
You're gonna
checking out some
continue
of
along
the rough
the-
shit instead of
the
this
upper
built
level?
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's
What
how.
those
Okay.
old
Leads
the
the hallway
newer, the rough
down
cut
into another
tunnels
room.
Alright, so
have been
we'll go
around
down
for
to the corner.
decades, and there have been.
Alright, as you walk down the
This
hallway,
is
I
open
need
now.
everybody except you to
Don't
give me a
know.
perception check.
Really?
Perception.
Wow.
Did what?
Perception.
Everybody-
Oh,
Everybody except Mead.
Expecting it.
What?
Because she didn't see me.
11.
Natural
plus-
Natural 20?
Did you guys surprised?
12?
I don't think I
Oh.
accepted shit.
Perceptive better than me. Also, out of
Perception.
character.
She was doing
Still a
her
nice roll. In
in-character
character,
thing.
that seems
Modified
less
17.
My
17.
brain said that instead of what that was,
Wait,
what would have
honestly-
happened is she would have
Sheets
gone,
that-
"This used to
about
be a
the
jail!"
character. So, like,
I know, right?
They used to keep bitches here!
character.
No, she
Like,
wouldn't have
that's-
yelled that 'cause she doesn't know.
Frankly, like what I would have more
You can tell it
expected.
from
Oh, you guys
It's
could. You would have
it's
yelled.
really
But
good.
you
It
could use
stinks
it.
like
I'm just saying,
prisoner!
What?
It sounds like human up in here.
No, that's me.
Say the same kind of thing.
It's even got my freaking name on it. Did you
There
just
might
do that
be
now?
another one, but I'm
No.
not sure.
he knew,
Um,
he knew beforehand.
as you walk down,
Try and,
Mead leads, and you're right
Cheers.
behind him. He walks by,
Those
and
are
you
better.
see. You catch it. It's not on the wall. It's actually on the ceiling.
Those are like
And as you
sunsets.
look up, you see a drop
Oh, I love
of blood
But they're
come
like-
down from the writing,
Those are better.
fall right in front of you, and like it all happens in kind of slow mo. As it falls, you're reading it, and your eye follows the drop, and then you look back up and it's gone.
Roger.
So you're able to make it out in that brief instant, and then it's gone, and you look down, and there's no drop.
I didn't even see him pass that paper.
That reminds me,
Like a sneaky bastard.
God of War. I know he has.
Hey, Mead,
You will never climb
that
the
blood.
That reminds me of the scene with the brothers.
Hey, me, that blood.
Mead,
I don't know why.
That blood.
you're being called.
Hey, Mead, that blood you saw on the wall. Is there dirt on the ground at all?
There's like dust, yeah.
It looked kind of like this script, and I draw out a couple of the words that I saw.
Give me a
artistry check.
give me a performance check.
Why am I rolling for this? This is all.
Because I'm trying to
God,
see how
Tarn and
accurately
I-
you can represent the type of
Tarn
handwriting.
and I really
quick?
hope that
Oh,
you
never
can
mind.
perform.
I just want to know if it's the first time he's ever had to roll for performance.
This is the first time I've had anybody roll
This
for
is this
performance.
is the first time
No,
I've had to
no,
roll for
I had you do
performance.
it previously when you were Lark. But in this campaign, this is the first performance roll.
Yeah, what the hell's
Yeah, I feel like
performance
perform-
music?
16.
performance would be good for us.
16?
16.
You actually, I mean, it is very close to not only to the type of script you saw. You're actually able to get it fairly close.
Pretty close. Okay.
Wait,
No,
wait.
fairly
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Okay.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. You recognize it as close enough to the type of handwriting
now I'm
you
looking
saw
at
to
his
know it was
reaction.
the same kind of thing.
Reaction on his face. Did it spook you out at all when I write?
It's the first time I ever saw ghost writing.
No, I mean
It's a show
I
of
write down
memories.
"you will
No, that was
burn."
an awesome
Oh, see,
In the
he's
same
telling you what
script.
he saw.
I write down "you will burn" in the same script. Is that pretty much what you saw?
He did not see the same words you saw.
So I'm gonna write down to mirror him, and the script as close as we.
Honestly, you wouldn't. I wouldn't. You wouldn't need to write the script because you know that it was the
Yeah,
same.
you
writing.
already told me
so
it's
you
the
could,
same.
You could tell him
Just
you can
tell him
write it.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't
So
need
as
to
you
recreate the
squat to
script.
start
It's
writing,
not the
just
same
tell me.
words, but it looks the same.
Okay, cool. So, really wish we had someone who could see and detect dead things right now.
There are no clerks in your party.
Don't look at me. You'd have to look at like.
I make
I don't
dead
even remember
things.
his
and
name.
then
Three
I
games
I
can-
back.
mean,
I don't
yeah, I
even
do
remember
too.
his
Like, I
name.
mean, I try to.
But
I
if it
feel
was already
like I
dead?
mean it in Orcish.
Well,
yeah, I
last
could
time we
start
played
with
with
an M.
already dead
Yeah,
players,
this is
we almost lost.
Who?
Eric?
My
No,
no, my
his-
my
Alright.
my undead.
The one
guy
that we
from the
found out
first-
was undead because I didn't turn undead.
Oh.
Mirath or something?
Murath. That was it.
There you go.
All right. So are you continuing
Stormy
along?
emotions.
Mead, are you continuing along?
Yes.
If he doesn't, I will.
Okay. There we go. You enter a room that contains several ancient relics of what obviously appear to be torture implements. Although their function and style seem strange and archaic, in one corner sits a spherical cage with spikes protruding inward from its iron bars. In another stands what appears to be a star-shaped
Oh, an old iron
wooden
cage.
frame, its surface studded with hooks. And in the center of the room is a long table covered with leather straps and a number of cranks that seem designed to rotate and swivel.
I can't remember the
There's
last.
obviously a torture room.
Tarnan says
Somebody
softly.
liked their
I can't remember the last time I got to use these things.
Captain? Oh my. These things are for the weak. Just kill them.
No, this helps get the information so you can find more squishy things to kill.
Sometimes,
You'll find them.
sometimes somebody subjected to things like this will answer anything to get out of it.
True.
Death is better. Just kill them.
Girl is getting a little bored, so she takes a swig from one of her remaining cider bags and hands it to Icky to see if he would like some as well.
Should you keep it beside her?
All right, there is. You do see on the southern. There is a doorway to the southern part of the room, and then the hallway continues.
Are the implements in pretty good condition still?
No. Give me a perception check, and I will tell
But no.
you. But
We already just
21.
21. They are covered in rust and dust.
So they haven't seen use recently.
It has been a long, long time since they have been used.
Okay.
It's not to be discussed.
And pus.
I am bound and determined to finish this campaign sooner than 5 years. And actually, this is a longer campaign than the last
I
one.
believe you told
Oh,
us
God.
that.
This is
Really?
probably like
already.
twice as long as the
Oh,
last one.
shit.
Are we almost done?
Me, take a right.
This close.
So
Are you
We're
gonna,
gonna senior
basically, like-
are you gonna
citizens.
look?
Yeah, your
Who's-
daughter's graduating.
is he
high
still leading, or are you
school.
gonna
I
take
said me, take a right.
Alright, I'm taking it right.
To the south?
I'm his puppet.
Well, you want to lead. If you don't want to lead, I'll
Alright,
do it.
No, it's a joke. Come on.
The crumbling remnants of several chairs and a long table clutter the floor of this room. The south stand 3 stone doors, each bearing a strange symbol that resembles a 7-pointed star. But
That's
each are open
important.
at least partway.
Like variations?
It's the same star.
We've come across that a couple
So
of times.
I would like to invest. Somebody.
I was gonna say, like, so I have a high investigation and arcana and history, and it seems like those would be related to
I
one or more of those things.
He's
What
also
are you trying to find out?
I want
Or-
to see if I recognize that symbol. If it,
The symbol?
yes.
Alright, give me a history check.
Is anyone gonna help him?
Oh, yeah, someone would help.
yeah, sure.
What's your history?
I don't know this
fire?
area well, but
I was gonna say.
I don't know fuck all to help you.
Well, he still
Out
just
of-
gets an
out
extra
of
roll.
Sure.
on it.
I'll help.
Out of everybody
But, like-
here, for something like this, I'm trying to think of who would actually be able to provide It would probably be one of you two. I don't think anybody else here would be able to help.
Yeah,
with
I
this.
wouldn't
like,
be able to
basically this would be like you two like kind of discussing it amongst yourselves to see if you can come up with a memory of this. So I would say you can do it with advantage from a help of either of you.
Both of us help you.
Okay.
You get advantage just once, so what does it matter? We're all discussing
It doesn't matter. I'm just like I was trying to figure
We're all discussing it.
if anybody would actually be able to provide realistic help with this pretend.
20.
20?
Natural 20.
You know that it's a Sahedron, and you know that it's called a Sahedron, 7-pointed star, and you know that this was the main symbol of the Thessalonian Empire, just like an ancient empire. Think of like if you were to think of like the Greek Empire, and you saw like a lightning bolt, and you knew that it meant that it was
Zeus.
talking about Zeus. It'd be kind of the same thing. Like you saw this, and you're like, you've heard of it related to this ancient empire that used to cover the land. That's really as much as you can connect the two.
Okay. Interesting history. Check out the corners of
Did
the
you say that there
double check.
was individual doors?
They're
Each one?
open, but yes,
They're going
there's
to
a
the-
door for each of these little like
cells.
The cells. That's what I was going to ask.
Do I get any particular feeling about the doors, like in a magical sense or anything? Like, do they seem...
They give you the willies.
Yeah, do I get the willies about these doors?
More the heat.
Not any more than just it's a creepy room.
It's made out of lava.
Don't touch
Only
the
the
floor.
floor is.
Bring it back to me. If you bring it back to me, you're a Labrador retriever.
One of us. One of us.
I feel like we've done great things to you.
I don't feel the same.
I mean, I feel like you're like mumbling into your bag as you say this great joke. Like,
You're like, I hate myself for saying this, but I'm going to say it.
It's there. I can't. It won't get out. I gotta get it out.
good. Good.
Check the rooms. Check the cells. See if there's anything of interest.
Give
Anything
me
of-
a perception check.
I was kind of saying that to the troops. I'll take one of the rooms and lead by example.
Okay, so either you do it with advantage or you do it and somebody else does it
Well,
as
there
well.
could be something in those rooms because the doors aren't open. We can't see into them.
No,
right?
you can see into the room.
Most of the rooms are open.
They're like little cells. They're just like
Yeah.
5 by 5.
Oh.
They are like each of
Okay.
these.
I thought the doors were just
This
each
one, this one,
cracked
and
or
that one.
something, but they're actually
No,
open.
they're actually. I mean, they're about halfway open, so you can easily see into
Yeah,
them.
I'll, like, no, I'll
So
let you handle that
either
perception.
Bill can do it. Or I'm sorry, either Tardan can do it with advantage, or somebody else can do it as well.
No, like, I'll give you some advantage on that perception.
Cool.
So,
14 or 12. We'll take the 14, which comes up to a 16.
16. That is exactly what you need. So you look into the cells, and you see each one has a skeleton in it. Each of the skeletons are extremely deformed. One has 3 brittle arms, one coming out of its torso. Another has an enormous misshapen skull that is easily 75% of the size of the rest of its body. And the third has a rib cage that goes all the way down to its pelvis. It's from neck to pelvis is just one long rib cage, and then short, stumpy legs. And the part on the far west where there's a broken table, you find a rolled up scroll. And you needed a 16 to find that, so.
I love
Nice.
how you have this fancy, even though we might never have seen it.
If you would have never seen it, I would have just thrown it away.
you guys
But yes,
picture
you
that,
unroll
like,
the
rib
scroll,
cage guy
and
going
that's
to
what
the
you find.
bathroom or like
Yeah, this all
walking?
seems very creepy.
That's kind of the point. I'm glad it seems
Hit
creepy,
point.
because that's what I'm going for.
So
Roll
Sanishi
back
is
up.
now like walking around laughing, mocking how the
So
dude
you have
with
to
the
wonder,
rib
did
cage
they like
would be
find
having-
these
about
creepy
that
people
for a
and
minute.
imprison
Just
them because
for
they
the
were
record.
creepy,
For
or
a
did
few
they like
minutes.
somehow make these creepy
So-
people?
Well, it reminds me of that one heroic goblin that we
ridiculous, dude.
came up against.
So
at
if
the
nobody else is paying attention to the thing that Tarn found,
I got distracted
It's
by the rib cage.
scroll of
was
looks like flaming sphere. I believe it does damage. Actually, kind of cool. You can actually control where it goes, from what I understand. I'm not really a mage.
Sounds familiar to me.
It is a spell
It
scroll.
actually does sound familiar to me, but
Thought about
as
handing it to
Geisen,
you,
it would
but-
sound familiar to me.
Geisen, you wouldn't need this because you already do these kind of things, right? So we should.
You are a wizard, correct, Eisen? You have a spell book. If you don't have that spell in your spell book, you can copy spells into your spell book to learn them.
Like from scrolls?
Yes.
Yes.
If you were to read the scroll, the spell would be cast and the scroll would go blank.
Does Tarna understand how that works for him?
Tarnan would understand how
The
spell
basics.
scrolls work.
Okay.
The basics. The basics of it. You can take time and it takes
That's for wizards
money
and
for
mages.
wizards.
Yeah.
Mainly just for wizards because they have spell books. You can copy a spell into your spell book and then you learn it and it goes into your spell library.
Does the scroll help him at all? Like, can he?
He
use
can
that?
cast it. Anybody can cast it because it's
Yeah,
reading from
any
it,
one of us can.
and it casts spells. But
Sanishi can cast
if it gets
it.
cast, it's gone. It's a one-time use kind of thing. Spell scrolls.
But it, I mean,
The orcs don't do that.
I
Yes.
don't think she would really like that.
So,
I don't
like,
wanna
if
do that.
between now and when you have some downtime, if it needs to be cast, it could be cast. But if you have downtime, you could spend the money on the ink and the parchment,
Consider it.
and you can copy that into your spell book, and then you have access to that as one of your spells, and then you can cast it from the spell scroll and not care that it's gone.
Okay.
Tarna comes out of the room, walks up to Geisen. Consider that, and if it's not useful to you, give it back. If you can't copy that down at some point, give it back, and I'll use it.
It should be
at
very
an
useful
appropriate
once we have
moment.
some time to absorb it.
Fantastic. Again, you decide you can't absorb it. I will happily use it on our next opponent.
Thank you.
Of course.
Very cordial.
I respect him. He's been leading us as our commander, apparently.
Yes, he is the commander.
Do you have a better term?
That you'd like to use in front of Sanishi?
The commander.
Oh.
Are you
Sure.
gonna start shit with our commander?
The lieutenant was just expressing his opinion. I allowed it. It's okay.
Okay. As long as you allow it, sir.
I appreciate that. Anyone else?
Ribcage
Okay.
I just.
All right.
I'm waiting
so
for
what
the
are you guys
spare
doing?
ribs joke. I really am. All you can eat for under. Never mind.
I mean, there's just so many of them. It's a little overwhelming.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone else want to see anything in here? No. Mead,
I've seen all I
Next
need
door.
to.
Alright, down the hall.
out the door to the right again.
Oh, sorry. Now I have to ask. So he just happened to find this thing because he rolled right and he decided to do the right thing. How many things like this have we missed
6 or
so
7.
far?
It's never happened
So
before.
far, just in this adventure,
Don't ask that.
I can't answer that.
Don't ever.
We
Hundreds
have
of
missed
thousands.
things.
No, ever.
In
Never.
this adventure or
ask
ever?
In this adventure.
I'm not answering in
Never.
this adventure. Ever? Yes.
Don't ever ask that.
It's better not to know.
There was
It
a
really
point
is.
where there was a magic room and you
Always-
got a hat. Oh,
Oh
no.
God! The chef hats.
That happened. I'm sorry. I forgot.
I think we told Bill about that.
However,
okay, so
oh, wait, in Sean's
Yeah.
defense, the one time that it really mattered, that it would have impacted this entire group emotionally to have missed it, he made sure we didn't, and that was the cat.
oh yes, the flying cat.
I have faith in you as a
I
DM.
didn't see it like that.
That was in the
don't,
previous adventure that we got
I'm
about
glad you do.
5 or 6 sessions into before we moved to this one.
I see it.
All right. So,
Which was
but yes,
excellent.
there are things that if you don't get a high enough perception, you just don't find. Just
Don't worry
like there are
Opportunities
history
in the real
checks. If you're trying to remember something, you don't roll high enough. You just
Doesn't
don't
matter.
remember, and it just gotta roll.
Just carry.
Ha ha! Roll with it. Moving
Alright,
on.
so what are you guys doing?
So is
So we
history
like
more
those.
about
Just bounce.
memory than
Moving
actual
on!
history?
Well, you're remembering things that you might have heard or learned
So it's like
about something. It'd be like
you've
if
learned
I were
about
to ask
history.
you, what was that?
You learned about history. It's like whether you remember this fact about.
Whether you had ever
Yeah.
heard about
Get
this
one for me,
fact.
too.
If I were to ask you something about the Civil War, you would roll a history check to see if you've ever heard of heard of these people or these battles or these things.
I was joking.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I
that's
mean-
kind of how we all
No
do
worries.
history anyway, unless if our
There's
phones
cold ones
and
in the fridge, I
Wikipedia
think.
or internets are.
But I appreciate the
at that
apple
time.
Do you like?
All right, so what are we doing?
Because there's.
Down the
Waiting
hallway.
for me.
Yeah, fucking
Down the hall?
Down the
walking
hall.
on, man.
Okay. So you walk down the hall and you step into a large
Oh no, I
room.
dodge. I am not stepping in that. I'll
The
never get up
ceiling
that
of this strangely cold chamber arches to a vaulted height of 20 feet. The floor contains 11 wooden lids strewn haphazardly over 11 5-foot wide pits in the ground. From the darkness within these pits echoes up a strange shuffling sound and a very eerie moan.
Do you have a thing?
A very eerie what? I'm sorry?
Moan.
Sanishi, get ready.
Moan.
As you walk in, like you see these, think of like pallets just kind of like set on top of these, and you hear and you can hear multiple.
This sounds friendly.
So did you say lids? L-I...
They're on top of holes.
Right, you know, it's a sonic camera for kilo. And... Oh, no? Okay.
Can I tell that the stone here seems similar to the very old stone that I saw in the
This,
previous...
it has been pretty continuous construction-wise.
Okay.
Construction, architecture, it is all seen. Once you got into the more polished section, it has all been fairly similar, so you get the impression it was all made. Every room you've been in so far was created about the same time.
Does it smell like zombies?
Give me a perception
She's
check.
had a very close encounter with a couple of...
You have had a extremely close encounter with some undead.
Is anyone else
They
smelling
knocked
for
you
zombies?
unconscious and
I will
almost killed
I
you.
mean,
My
certainly
perception's
assist you
not the
in
best, but, you know,
I will aid her.
Zombies.
Alright, give me a...
I was really close.
You can do it with advantage.
I don't know if I've ever smelled zombies.
Oh, well, you give it a second.
16.
16. The smell and the sound is exactly like what you fought in the graveyard.
Zombies!
Not the ghoul,
Not the ghoul.
but the zombies. It's exactly.
Okay.
It sounds. And since you were knocked unconscious and bleeding, and you were on the edge of death, it's very upfront for you. Like the memory is very clear.
I promise I got your back.
You had it last time.
No!
What? You did?
Yeah.
You got really hurt when you had it last time. That made it sound like it was like a...
Oh, sorry.
I
Good
didn't
job.
take it that way.
So
Good
there's
job
this
last
room.
time, fucker.
Thanks, Mead.
There's the room. There are 2 columns in the
You
center
were
of the
there.
room,
Shut up.
and there is
I was
a hallway to the on the south end of the room. As you can kind of
Yes.
see it. Like it does continue to the south.
Sanishi, bad guys in the box. Ready to play?
Fuck yeah.
All right, one box at a time, just in case.
Oh, that's...
Can we just leave them in the box?
But we could kill
What's
them.
in the box?
We could kill them, and then they can't come behind us later.
We could just kill them.
They've been in these boxes for thousands of
Yeah, if
years.
they've been there that long, I
But we
don't know
could
if we
kill
need
them.
to...
But they could kill us?
But we could kill them.
That whole thousands of years thing, that
That's an assumption, and we could kill them.
you could be being...
I'm okay with
thoughtful.
killing them. I'm just saying we could also just
Can
leave them.
I would like to percept to see if there's anything, if these
I draw my bow.
chambers have been disturbed by anybody in
Other than us.
recent
Yeah, I was gonna
times.
say, you mean the?
Oh yeah, we've already done a perception check. Give me a perception check, but just a straight one. No, nobody else, and no helping. That'll be the last
not the
perception for
glass.
this room.
He doesn't know.
Nothing.
Yeah,
What is
yeah,
that?
it was a 2.
With
You're
the
a
negative
plus?
2?
Probably not. Perception is +2, so 4.
Between the two of you, you can tell that while there is dust on the ground, there are footpaths in here. And actually, more from your perception, Grelda, than yours, you can see very small footprints running along here. About the size of a little large goblin.
Goblins?
It seems to be one. You did roll fairly high. It seems to be one goblin, but other than those footprints, that's it. But there are footprints running all over the stone.
How'd it go again?
And they look recent.
Yes.
Yes.
So...
Save your spells, your higher level tricks or whatnot.
Let's
You
get
got
worked up.
anything lower that you can
On
just
some zombies.
consistently use on them?
And then go goblin hunting.
These
zombies may just be
stuck in a hole.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even zombie, like, undead specific.
Well, no, but I mean, you gotta.
In their hole.
Can you have Toll the Dead?
I don't really want to keep these around because if they do get out, tomorrow, 100 years from now, right after we leave town, they're eventually going to find a way to cause problems for the people above. Sanishi's about to have a conniption. She's been very good. She deserves a treat.
Let's feed him up.
Let's beat him up. Pick a box, open it, go.
Okay, we're gonna start.
It's like Christmas for her.
This is so awesome.
I mean, it's literally whack-a-mole.
This is freaking super
Except
cool,
they're not
guys.
moles.
So I assume we
You don't
pick
know
a
that.
box and then roll for
They're
initiative.
zombie. Well, I guess they be zombie
Tell me
moles.
what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Or
push
they could
the
have
lid off
moles.
of that one.
All right.
Well, my
As
thinking
you
was
like
they
push
could've,
the pallet
like,
off,
subverted.
you can like you look down the light, the vague light from the room,
Well, I've got dark vision, 60 feet.
but there's a little bit of light.
Sorry.
It kind of goes down, so even Icky peering down can see just a little bit of an outline.
Icky.
Even
and everyone,
Icky.
and the light shows the glint in my eye. Of
But there is,
excitement.
you see that it is about 8 to 10 feet deep, the hole, and as the top is moved up at you, you see a zombie. There's no jaw. The skin is rotted away from half of its face. It's got
Poor thing.
rags on that are barely hanging on, and it looks at you,
Put the evil undead
and it reaches
thing.
for you. But with how deep it is, the sides are smooth. It's not getting out.
Does it have a normal rib cage?
Do you want to get close?
Seemed like it did at one time.
Okay, Commander, now I just feel fucking bad. For
And
this.
it just, it
Well,
reaches,
put it out of its misery.
the creature reaches for you, and it's like one hand reaches for you and the other one claws the wall as it moves and bumps into the wall trying to reach you.
Put it out of its misery.
I mean, this is pathetic. Seriously, yeah, I want to put it out of its misery.
Probably can't attack it as far away as it is without
It's-
getting in the hole with it.
Yeah.
If you were to lay down flat and reach into the hole, you could reach it.
Otherwise, spellcasters could probably get it.
Probably.
Or arrow users.
I mean,
Sinishi, your
Arrow
call. Do you
files.
want to risk falling in, or do you want our ranged folk to have some fun? I mean, if you feel bad, we'll just put it out of misery, and you get to play with the next thing that isn't in a hole.
honestly, at this point, like,
It's not sport. It's fish in a barrel.
it's not, yeah, it's not sport. I was hoping that they'd be able to fucking jump out and like we'd have a good fight, but
It'll come.
yeah,
not
the
done.
good fight will come. And now, honestly, I just feel like my soul has been crushed by
That's terrible. We need
how
to stop the crushing.
horrible these things are. So they need to get out of their misery. This is awful.
You got something to put them out of its misery?
Like, guys, your half orc feels bad for a fucking zombie.
Hi, welcome
Hi.
to D&D.
Hello.
This, like, I need to I retire to the corner to sit and think about these feelings because this is fucking new.
She will never again work from the corner.
Like, this is really weird.
Alright, so what do you
I
guys
comfort
do?
you awkwardly. by passing you.
Thank you. I
The
really
moan
appreciate
is
that. That's-
echoing
bars that were in
through the
freezer
room,
that are
and the
thawed
other
out.
moans.
Oh, I was gonna ask
I figured
what
we
those
should
ones
name this
next to
one
the
Mona.
stove are.
What's it?
Okay, so Tanisha starts giggling.
Looks good.
Can the next one be
giggling
that groaning?
in mine.
Alright, I'll
So-
cast Sacred Flame on it. I'm tired of waiting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Since Sacred Flame is a cantrip,
Yep.
and there's no immediate danger from it,
Correct.
you end up killing it fairly easily. A couple of shots and you
Yep.
end up getting it.
So for future knowledge, would I know from zombies, would necrotic damage be something that would be good against them, or would that be
You would
You
heal them.
haven't really, other than your fight in the graveyard, never really dealt with the undead before.
didn't I fight undead in the graveyard?
Yes. Did
I
you
said
use-
other
what it-
than.
Did you use necrotic damage on them at that point?
No. So other than the battle with the undead at the graveyard, nobody.
I've read
nobody.
a lot of books, so
Yeah, but I believe you asked about that at the graveyard, and you
Pretty sure
haven't
you did.
really.
okay.
Other than knowing,
Experimented.
like, hey, that's a zombie, you don't really have anything else other than
You
that.
could experiment.
Sinishi.
Oh, this is a great time to experiment.
Alright, yeah, no, I'll go push the lid off. I'll just go.
And it eats her face off and she dies.
I will say, as you push the lid off on one at a time, there's only 3 more zombies out of the 10. There was only 4 altogether. And if you would like, you can do what you would like with them. They're not gonna
Alright, I wanna
come out
use-
of the holes.
I want to use Toll the Dead against one of them, so I can find out if necrotic damage
Okay,
by all
so we
means,
can do
zombies.
some
Experimentation.
experiments. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm fine. I'm
You
fine with that. We
don't-
just.
You
Yeah.
don't notice any more or any less damage than you would expect.
Okay.
Not more,
Again,
not
it's
less.
fairly, especially considering their cantrips, it's just a matter of
Yep.
time. One might take 2 or 3. One might just take one, but you take them out fairly easily.
Yeah, I'm sure.
On the black remote, the
Okay.
TV remote.
Whoa.
It takes about 10 minutes to take them all out.
Fair enough. In that 10 minutes, did anything come through the hallway that Mead or Icky
I don't think so.
decided to play?
Nothing has joined the room with you now.
Fantastic.
Can I do like a massive? Can I just back to
Or
the
girl
room to like look
It
for?
might be on the computer.
If
Cool
you're
things.
done.
We've already, Grelda and Icky have already done perception checks in the room.
I mean, the things are now open.
You want to do a perception check in the holes?
Hey, boss, can I go in the hole? Fine, go in the hole. Just go
Give
in
me
the
a
hole.
perception check.
I like there could be shit. Like there were people were down there at some point. People have things on them.
I wouldn't call them people.
Well, they could have been people at one point.
at some point.
It's racist.
Her roll seems to indicate they might have been people down there once.
Yeah, I think my roll indicated because I just rolled an 8, and I believe my perception gives me a 1, so 9. So there
You don't notice anything in the holes besides the zombies.
or the X
What's in the hole?
zombies
What's in the hole?
because they're
The
not
dead zombies.
the redead.
The
zombies.
re-dead zombies.
3 dead.
Oh, they're not undead. They're just dead now.
Cool. Well, we have dispatched a few zombies and put them out of their misery. May they rest in peace. Mead!
He says,
Get up, brush myself off. Okay, I feel better, guys. Thank you.
To the south.
Sorry for that minor.
To this-
What?
I want to kill some fucking goblins.
You
Me
notice
too.
another long hallway. There is a door at the end of it that is closed, and about 2/3 of the way down, there's a hallway that branches off to the east.
Which is first, the door or the branch?
The door is at the very end of the hallway. The branch is about 10 feet prior to.
I'm gonna work up to the branch and look down that corridor.
Okay. I need
Goblins,
you 3 to give me a perception check.
"Zip,
These three?
You 3.
Okay. Perception, I'm sorry.
Perception.
I'm an orange. Halfly.
16.
I rolled a 7 and then threw my phone at it.
Sanishi, what'd you get?
Oh, 7 total.
7 total.
Yes.
9 total.
So basically, I'm a half orc. I'm aware of this.
Alright.
ooh."
As you're walking down, and Grelda being towards the end of the group, you're actually getting a little bored of this slow moving. So you kind of stroke your axe, and in the you take out a little cloth and you actually give it a wipe. Make sure it's nice and shiny,
Fuck yeah.
and you catch something like red in the reflection. So you turn and look at the wall. You see that. And then you just kind of look at it, and you blink, it's gone.
So, first of all, fuck you kindly. Secondly, Grelda says, I also saw some ghost blood and it said very mean things to me. And she does not tell you what it said.
Was it to you specifically?
It was to me specifically.
Mine could have been interpreted as specific.
Well, if mine was specifically to me, it was pretty much congratulating me on something that recently occurred, so I'm confused now.
Maybe it likes you.
Maybe it's a friendly ghost.
It said it was going to burn.
No,
I was promised that recently.
Well, maybe it's a friendly
You
ghost to
were
Commander.
promised that you would burn.
potentially.
You were promised you would have a chance at something else.
I
Nothing was
believe
mentioned.
the words were in there that I would get to, that I would, well, whatever. I'll look at it again later. It's,
You were not promised that you would burn. You were
going on
promised
over
that
here?
you would have a chance at
What you need, bud?
what you want.
That cable, that HDMI cable I gave you earlier,
Yeah.
you still have that?
Yeah. I don't. I didn't use it.
I was promised.
Were you the prince that was promised?
Is that it?
No.
You may think you
I don't think this is
know
what
what
you
an
gave me,
ice
but
that I
this is one that
promised,
works. Yeah.
Thank you.
but you're gonna be wrong.
Alright. Sorry.
So Grelda is now visibly shaken.
Really?
Like, she's still ready to murder some stuff, but that clearly
Oh.
affected her pretty deeply.
Alright, so as you continue down, you reach the hallway, and you notice a stairwell going down.
Last
Finally.
one went down as well.
Yeah,
correct?
Last one went up.
It went up.
This one goes down.
Oh, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Alright, so,
They could have just made one stairway.
hand motions to Bill that there is to routes, and one's got a stairwell that goes down, and then I could stay here for a strike.
Steal second.
So I pass him
What's on
and
second?
start heading down the stairs so that he can stay there for a strike.
Could
You
you
can
do
do
that
that.
hand motions for me?
Do you want me to go down? You're gonna go down, or should I go to that way?
Let's split the party.
No,
No.
I think you should each individually go a different direction.
Yes!
I go back to town.
Wait.
I fly straight up and don't stop even when I hit a ceiling.
Until you hit the sun. And you burn.
'Cause that's
But
He's
yes,
one punch
are
bird.
you going ahead? Or are you
No,
all going together?
if I'm misinterpreting what he's saying, he'll stop me, right?
I meant to ask you if you want me to go down
Oh, well then I point at the stairs.
the stairs. Okay, I'm gonna go down the stairs.
Okay. You get about half a flight down. It curves as it goes downward. And you run into another cave-in.
No.
It's completely blocked. And since you're lead, could you give me a perception check?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
How do you say it in Orcish?
Did I ever send you the orcish voice throw?
No.
I'm
Oh,
gonna have to
dear
do that.
God.
Sorry, I'm not going to interrupt. We'll
No.
talk about that later.
Yes.
12.
12? So you go, you walk, and you see that it's the same kind of cave-in as you ran into the other one. So you walk forward, you press your hands to it, and it feels unnaturally cold. Not just like cold, but almost like there should be there should be ice on it. And you move a little closer, and just on the edge of your hearing, you hear almost doghouse. Further down, a couple, and then it's just silent.
Like on the other side of the cave in?
Like down.
Yeah.
On the other side, but like you're hearing it from a distance. Like it's something far away, and you're just catching the last little bit of the sound travel.
But
happens a couple of times, and then it's gone. Nothing around you.
and this is sealed. There's nothing.
It doesn't look like there's a way through.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back and tell the rest of the group.
Grelda saw freaky stuff, and
It freaked her out.
Oh yeah, she saw some ghost blood too.
and she
Yeah.
is visibly shaken. Oh, and Bill.
No!
Yes. No, you're from what you said, the previous mention of burning was the promise of betterment, while the second mention of burning is more
I know what
death
the
and
second,
damnation.
I know what the second one's supposed to mean.
I know.
The first one.
I'm just
sounds
telling
more
you,
pleasant.
The
as
second
you
one's
read it,
gonorrhea.
your character, you would know that it was a completely different context than the previous one.
See, you may have died of dysentery.
Karnan is choosing to mold his reality.
Your reality is what make
3 years ago today.
And he's choosing to make that burn mean a promise because he completely, on purpose, skipped over her.
that is what would come up in his head.
I know. Skipped over. Nope.
He
nope,
can
skip
choose.
it over.
No, he can.
Nope, skipped over it.
He
Don't
can
even
choose
stop
to ignore
arguing.
it, but that's what
La
came,
la
that's
la,
what came
you
up in
might
his
be
head.
God, but I can still choose to not listen to you.
I mean,
Yes,
accurate.
all of these were written out.
La 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 la.
Alright, so you found a dead end.
Very particular. I feel like mine's just gonna be like, ha, sneaky.
Oh, so I've already come back up from the stairs and
You found all your chips.
explained shit to the group, right?
Yes.
All right, so then we're gonna head the other way.
Smells a little bit like dog food.
Nothing has ever made me want to eat something more
Then it smells like
than to
that.
be told it smells like dog food.
Alright, so
I'm just
you,
kinda like,
you
well,
come
which
down
doctor?
and
Like
you
Science
are
Diet or Purina,
like you
they
are
sell
in front of a door.
orders.
Ding.
Guys, there's a door.
Oh, really?
A door.
Oh, there's another thing too, though, like a passage
dork?
with a, or is that where you
Door.
went?
That was the
locked?
stairway he went.
Okay.
Came to the dead end.
Check
What kind of
traps.
door?
A
Like
dory
a wooden
door.
door. The kind that opens.
That's
18.
actually a really good roll.
That is a really
Is it a jar?
No, it's a door.
You don't need to add the addition. Looking it over, it just looks like a normal door. You don't see anything that would make you think it has any traps on it.
It's like wooden or it's stone. or
It's wooden. Wooden with like metal bands down it. Same kind of door you've run into previously.
Checking for a lock. Is it locked?
You move the handle moves freely.
Okay. You look back at Mead. Ready?
You know
Right.
what? I knew what I was expecting.
Oh, those are
with
awful.
this. And it's what I was expecting, and it's
I was
awful.
expecting these to be awful.
I don't want it.
No one else
What-
has smelled it for the dog food. This
Oh,
is
I did.
really
No,
disturbing.
I smelled it as it went by. I was
Oh,
like, yeah,
Jesus.
no, I don't want any
Those are
part of
awful.
that shit.
It
Those
smells
are worse than the Guinness chips.
It smells
They're
like
in there.
sheepdog food.
No, they're not. I thought we threw them away.
No, they're in there.
I
Or
don't- I don't-
Anyway, the door is.
the
I
lumber
open
yard.
it
The
and I
knob
step
moves.
out of the way.
Yeah,
So that
that's
you can-
Menards.
Why? So you
Yeah,
open
those
it?
are made from
Yeah,
potatoes.
Okay, now I have to
open
smell
When you
it.
smell the bag, it smells
Alright.
like Menards.
Waiting for the bag to smell really quick.
I don't want to smell your nards.
That's the wrong emphasis.
Wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Menards! It smells like Menards!
Yeah.
I don't want this.
Don't put that shit next to me.
Smell it. Smell the
Smells
lumber yard.
Menards.
Everyone smells
Smell
Menards.
Menards. Smell Menards.
This would be cut
I like.
put in different
That's
reels.
always like.
There you go.
Like that.
There-
That's
there
always
should be,
been
like-
my head canon. Is like whenever like just Menards. Like, Menards.
There should be the game reel and the outtake reel, and they should be completely separate. All right, so you open the door. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
All right, so you are at
That's
the precipice, and you open the door, and what you open into is like extremely strange by all of your standards. You've not run into anything like this before. It's a 15-foot diameter sphere. Several objects float in the room, like spinning slowly, almost lazily on their own. There is a ragged book. There is a scroll. You see a bottle of wine. And a dead raven surrounded by a circling halo of maggots. And these are all just freely floating in the room, almost as if they were in water. Just floating around.
I've never
And then a twisted iron wand with a forked tip. Yet perhaps the most unnerving aspect of the room is the walls, for they are plated in sheets of strange red metal that ripple every once in a while with silent black electricity that seem to coalesce into strange ruins. And even
Ruins or
runes. Sorry, runes. And they seem to form what you perceive as words, though they're not any that you recommend, far too often for it to be merely coincidence.
Not that I would recommend.
Recognize.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I misspoke.
Recommend most words.
I'm sorry.
Ruins that you would recognize. There's runes, and they seem to be together, forming what you would assume to be words.
Okay.
But none that you recognize.
These are not the ruins you recommend.
Could I look at them, like make a history arcana check against the runes? To
Yeah,
see
at
if
this
I-
point, Geisen, come up, take a look at this,
Give me an Arcana check.
Can I stop looking at it?
please.
Yeah, like I
You don't
have
want to
my
look at the
background.
raven?
You seen
with the
Bird
maggots?
Box yet?
Just-
I've never ever heard Halo of Maggots before, and I never want to again.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
That's real.
It is a slowly orbiting halo of maggots.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not like poetic
No.
and artistic and shit, but we're
I
done,
know,
we're
but
done
I don't
with
want
that.
it.
I don't
Yeah,
want it.
exactly. But I don't really want
Think
that
of
in
like
my life.
Earth being surrounded by a whole bunch of satellites. It's like
But my
Raven being
23.
surrounded by
23?
maggots.
The runes
Makes it no better
themselves you don't recognize, but as the dark energy coalesces into a series of words,
You
Oh,
are
I get a blood thing.
thing.
Get a blood thing, yay!
no, these are runes.
These
Oh,
are rude.
this is a rune thing, totally separate from a blood thing.
Are you announcing what you see?
Everybody else, like, you mention it to Geisen, he's looking, and you see him just, like, his body language change for a split second. You're all, the rest of you are seeing this, like, coalesce. You don't recognize any one rune or set of runes to be different than another, but his body language visibly changes for a split second.
Because it's not like I actually got a physical piece of paper, right? I
No,
see
you
something
see
that
you
other
see
people didn't
this
see.
written
Okay.
on the wall, and it's not written like you see a rune, and then you see a series of runes, and then you see these words that are like written in this handwriting. It's still the same black energy, but it's written in this very specific handwriting, and then it shocks, and then it goes away, and then the runes keep popping up occasionally, and that's the only time you see anything other than these runes that you don't recognize.
I don't recognize any of these runes.
None of them? Geisen, what was that pause you had?
Actually, no. You never mind. You would notice. Your group would notice a change in your body. I was gonna make you roll for it.
Three,
I know.
four
I was
times,
gonna.
Okay, so then
I was gonna make you roll for a perception check, but everybody is standing close enough to you that it would be
If I'm just like
obvious.
looking at the runes and I stop for a second to look at them, would that be that noticeable?
They would notice a change in your body language. It could be nothing more than you just stopping. It doesn't have to. They don't know what the. Nobody knows what the reaction is. They just notice like if you were moving and they would just like stop for a second and then you kept.
There was a
There
unnatural
was
pause.
there was an. Yeah.
It doesn't mean you were frightened. Doesn't mean you were emboldened. This just means.
Do you need a Kleenex?
Blah, 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 blah.
Something.
I got tissue if you need it.
Maybe you needed to sneeze. Maybe
It
you needed
just
to poop
means
a
I
little.
was
Maybe
really
I
trying to
didn't-
concentrate on the runes.
Just a little.
and
Just a little.
No poop.
I thought for a second I might have recognized one, but I did not. So.
Thoughts on this room?
I kind of want to throw a muffin in there and see what happens.
Or something.
I
Do you have a
second
muffin?
this.
Just-
Do I not have travel rations?
Just something.
Oh, everybody has travel
I've got a
rations.
I
ragamuffin.
assume
You don't have
travel
travel muffins?
rations are muffins.
We can throw
what
it.
what
It would
are,
be like
what are travel
salted,
rations?
like salted beef,
Lambus bread.
salted pork, lambus bread.
More lambus bread.
Lambus bread.
I would like to throw some salted beef in there.
We can
Okay.
throw
That doesn't
So you
sound
take. I mean, like beef jerky.
Yeah,
Do,
sure.
do we not have any potatoes?
Boil and mash them.
I was
stick 'em
gonna
in
suggest
stew.
the demon's head.
Salted pork.
Oh, I don't
did
know
you?
about
I don't
that.
think you brought that down with you.
Oh yeah, I did. I totally did.
Oh.
She's got it
Yeah.
in her
It's just in
inventory.
her pack.
I've just been keeping
It's
it all.
part of
So
our tire.
you were throwing a piece of meat.
Yeah, I'm not throwing the demon head into the demon room.
It's sort of like.
All right. So you, Grelda, as you're like, as Geisen tells you that he doesn't recognize any of the ruins, Grelda just reaches in, grabs off a piece of meat, and just chucks it, and it goes into the room with the force of your throw, and then just kind of floats. And just kind of spins. Think of like when you would see like an astronaut or something throwing something in
moment-
space. It just kind of.
The moment I see that, I grab Sanishi to make sure she doesn't run into the room.
That's mine, but I
But
can't.
it-
I got this deck of cards.
It slowly travels, and you see it hit the wall and bounce off, and then slowly move in an arc away from the wall.
I pull out my deck of cards. Okay, guys. One card. You ready for this?
I can't
Throw it
believe
into the room.
You
It,
just ruined that entire deck of cards by throwing one in there.
it hits as soon
Why
as
would
it
you do
enters
that?
the room. It lazily like moves, weightless in the direction you threw it.
Guys, this
Bounces
is
off the wall.
So fucking cool.
Is there an up and a down, or is it just a 15 feet?
It's a 15 feet sphere. It's about 15 feet up. Like it's 15 feet height, and then the walls are like perfectly
But
circular.
floor is flat.
Floor is flat.
Okay.
Ceiling is flat. Walls are perfectly circular.
Okay,
Dome.
okay. I take another
No,
card,
it would be a flat top, flat bottom.
and instead of just looking it forward, I kind of change the angle and I flick it up towards the ceiling
It
of the room.
it goes
Just saying.
up, bounces off the wall, bounces off the ceiling. I'm sorry, hits at an angle and goes down, almost as if it's weightless.
I really think you should just keep flicking shit into this room for the rest of the night.
Fucking awesome. Okay, another card. Flick it in the bottom.
Don't encourage her.
Same thing.
Guys,
Yeah, please don't.
Listening
Thoughts
to
on
him.
the room? This shit is weird. It's beyond me.
I
What do
think
you
we
got?
can all mentally assume that continues.
Until
like-
the deck of cards is gone, and
Yes.
there's just 52 cards.
I mean, unless if you
Bouncing
guys
around the
like,
room.
basically, I'm just gonna flick shit in here and keep testing the angles.
Is there anything
Unless
like Arcana wise that I would
if you
like
guys
see
have.
this effect and it
No one
would
stops
like I would understand
Yeah,
anything
unless,
about
unless if
it?
anyone stops me or has other
Not-
ideas or
Yeah.
something
you would
like
you
that.
would you
Not
would
yet.
see it as weightless, and actually, give me an Arcana check. That's what I was looking for.
Can anyone assist him in this?
Well, sure, but I'll think.
Not really.
Please, somebody.
Sure,
No.
I can, but it won't. do
No,
much
you
good.
really can't.
Oh,
Arcana is more like magical studies,
Oh,
as opposed to just innate magical knowledge.
yeah. I'm just magic, man. I don't know.
So I mean, as a wizard, wizards study this,
Yes.
so he would have the background.
So did you roll a natural one? Like, does this all seem normal to him?
I don't know. He has to tell me.
10 altogether.
10 altogether. You can tell that these effects could have been caused by some kind of spell, but with how old Grelda told you this place was, you're not familiar with the kind of magic that would be able to subsist for this long.
Would I have a feeling of whether it's dangerous or not?
stuff that has been thrown in there doesn't seem to have anything happen to it.
There is, however, a dead bird.
There's a dead bird, and there's maggots. A halo of maggots.
Are the maggots alive?
I was just
They
gonna
are
say,
writhing and moving.
That's glorious.
That's even creepier.
And I continue
Did I
to
not
stop
say
looking
that?
in the
I
room.
thought I said that.
I'm not sure you
A
did.
halo of floating and writhing maggots.
Yeah, I'm not certain that you mentioned that the maggots were writhing.
They are floating and writhing.
And rising while they rise.
Writhing and rising.
Alright, well, there's now also, like, a fucking full deck of
There's
cards.
52 cards. in
Like,
this room.
floating around in that room
Yep,
now
full
as
deck.
well.
Back the way we came.
Yeah,
Playing
sounds
card
good.
sets
I'm not recommending any of us go in there.
Oh yeah, so
Gone.
I mean,
we
if
don't
we had,
see anything.
if we just failed an investigation
other
check,
than
I'm sure
what
we
you
just missed
described.
it.
Like we don't see another door. We don't see.
There
anything.
is nothing else. There's a book, a scroll,
Yeah.
a bottle of wine,
Oh.
a
That's
dead
right.
raven, and a twisted
I messed up
iron wand with
a
a forked
trash-
tip.
Can,
But
Destroyed book.
specifically not a chair with a dead old bald man in it.
That is factually correct.
Right.
I would like to
What?
take some of
Cerebral.
the rope / string, whatever that I've got on
You've
me,
got 50 foot of hempen rope.
and I would like to make a lasso. And I'm going for the bottle of wine.
You're trying to lasso it.
I am attempting to lasso the bottle of
Going
wine.
fishing.
I am fishing.
Some heavy alcoholics in this group.
Someone else perhaps is more interested in the book or the scroll. I'm going for the wine.
I mean,
Give
I just flicked my fucking deck
me
of cards in there. so-
a acrobatics check.
Oh dear.
Oh,
this
I
is
could-
probably not going.
Oh,
to
say
go
I
well.
could back you up.
Dwarves are naturally.
Well, she's
acrobatic.
trying to lasso something. You can't really. You're not going to really be able to help with that
Sprinters.
particular action. The help action, like
Oh,
if
hey,
you can
I'm
help
good
with
at
something,
acrobatics.
it needs to make sense.
True. So I'm actually kind of good at acrobatics too, so I could try this if you.
Natural 20.
Holy crap!
Fuck.
Okay, so you loop it in the kind of lasso that would be used to lasso cows and lambs, things of that nature.
Bottles of wine.
Bottle of
Apparently. So you get it, you look, and you throw it. And as soon as it goes into the room, it slows a little, and the bottle of wine moves. And the rope, the end of the rope actually hits 2 cards, and they kind of pass sideways. And like a satellite launch from NASA hitting a distant planet, it just clamps right around the end. And as you pull back, it cinches down on it, and you easily pull the bottle of wine back in.
This is the best thing ever.
Go for the book. Go for the
I'm
book.
pretty sure those other things would have been way more useful to us, you guys. But I went for the wine.
Yeah, who the hell's gonna drink that
As
bottle
you,
of wine
as you
from
pull the bottle of wine back, it is writing that you can read. It does appear to be a bottle of wine, like it's got the date on it, like you were used to seeing. It's 400 years old.
Hot damn.
And the thing is, it's been like moving this whole
Is
time,
it-
so like vinegar hasn't had a
It is
chance to like
sealed.
settle
It's-
or
It is
anything.
like wax sealed.
Okay.
Sealed
Has
and
not been
aerated.
opened.
I take my spare tunic and wrap that shit up and like carefully put it back in my bag.
You
And
don't
then-
recognize the name or the type of wine or the winery, but it does have a date on it.
I do, however, do this.
Do you need to make a note of your now owned 400-year-old bottle of wine?
Fuck yes, I do.
400-year-old bottle of wine.
That's one that I
And
think
it's
when
been
we get back to
fucking
town.
running around, so like no vinegar
Can
separation.
you try to loop like the book now? Because you're like this awesome lassoer, apparently.
You really
lassoist.
think I'm gonna duplicate this shit?
She's too
Do I
distracted
get
with
do
the
I get
wine.
advantage based on previous experience?
No.
Damn it.
I mean, we did just see that this
Wouldn't that give
can
her
somehow
like
happen.
because what she knows that how she threw it worked with the weightlessness. And
Oh my
everything.
god.
Yes, but it was a perfect throw.
It was a perfect throw, and like it did take kind
Try.
of bouncing off 2 cards just
if you
right
want
to
to,
get the
try.
angle.
Hey, but no one else can try if I try. Is that true?
What? We could all
That's
take
not
a
an
shot.
investigation. That was for investigation.
That's for investigation. I would say I will. You can try and one other person can try.
Does somebody have a high athletics?
I will say, because I will have you try and somebody else try, and if you both roll ones, I'll just say it's
Whiff.
just the way stuff is moving.
The way-
You just can't
athletics?
hit
No.
it.
Acrobatics.
Because otherwise, if I let everybody
acrobatics.
roll, eventually you would get it. And if you want to sit down here
No,
for a
wait.
full day If you want to sit down here for a full 24-hour period, I will guarantee you will be able to get everything out of it.
Hold on. Wait,
Did you say it was athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics? Okay.
Don't I have,
Hold on.
like-
It does for
What's
me.
up,
I'm
Dyson?
a +5 on athletics.
Isn't acrobatics... Well, that's off dexterity, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, what you said?
Did I say athletics?
You said acrobatics.
I thought I said
Okay,
acrobatics.
I'm just checking because I get
Yeah.
I get more number pluses on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it would strike me more as an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Finesse.
Does anyone
Acrobatics.
feel like they have better acrobatics?
What are you looking for, Gyson?
Because he's gonna let us have
I
2
thought I had
checks.
Mage Hand, but I don't have
That's
Mage
pretty
Hand. I do have Unseen
He's just one.
Servant, but I would need 10 minutes to cast it.
Mage Hand's 10 feet. This is only a 15
No,
foot.
he doesn't
I
have.
He
don't
doesn't
have
have Mage
Mage
Hand.
Hand.
Oh.
Isn't Unseen Servant like a spell?
It's
Yeah.
a.
Does it have a 10-minute casting?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. it
Whoa,
would take 10
really?
minutes.
It's 10 minutes casting time if you don't have it memorized.
Oh, if you
Ritual.
I think that's the.
If
one
you're
that
if
has
you're a ritual caster, you can cast it in 10 minutes.
Otherwise, you have to have it prepared, and it's.
I have it as a
around.
ritual, I'm pretty sure.
Unseen Servant as ritual, yeah. 1 action plus 10 minutes, yeah.
All right. It sounds like Sean's gonna give us 2 rolls. Am I going and someone else, or do we have 2 people who feel really strongly acrobatic who want to?
I have some decent acrobatics, but my rolls are never that
I
good.
have what? So acrobatics? I
Acrobatics.
have +6.
Hot fucking damn, sir.
You and me.
Please.
Lasso that book.
Grella is so happy with her bottle of
She
wine. She's
is.
like, fuck you guys, I'm good.
Yeah, she's like, I'm
I
out,
let you
man.
have my
She's
lasso
playing
to
with the
use.
rope. I hand the rope to you. Grab that book for guys.
I'm nimble as fuck.
So you're going after the book?
Going after the book.
Nimble that shit.
Nobody cares about
Whoa!
Ooh.
19 plus, what was it? 6, so 25.
Nice!
Alright, so Grelda hands you the rope and like gives you a wink as she points to the line and puts it in her sack. You grab it and
That's all
you
motivation.
you take the time to actually put your feet exactly where her feet were. And you wait. And you throw it, and it's almost like a mirror image, just 4 feet taller, or like 3 feet taller. And you throw it, and the rope goes forward, and actually like it turns a little. And as it turns, you're wondering if you missed it, and it hits flat against the wall and comes back, and just manages to slide right around the book, and you pull, just like you're hooking a fish. You pull it right back, and you're able to pull the book
You
back.
know
with
all
you.
about catching fish, I think, right?
Jesus.
Oh!
Too
Dude.
soon.
Dude.
Wow! Fuck you.
That was totally uncalled for.
So you pull it back, you take the rope off, and that's the book you.
Hot diggity damn.
Don't give it to him
Nicely
now.
done.
Now that you've got a book, don't give it to him.
Impressive.
Yeah.
All right,
He
my
tucks
turn.
it into his breast feathers. Don't go in there.
Not even looking at it.
He's
Fuck you
pissed
guys.
at you.
Now they're
no.
all
Eyes-
sticky!
eyes-
You have every
Okay.
right to
No,
feel that
they're
way.
all icky.
like a cockatoo when he's like pissed off. He puffs up his feathers and he just slips it.
You have every right to feel bad. Those jokes were foul.
All right.
I think we're gonna
You
get
do
to the
realize
point
if
where
you
I'm gonna
don't make this
gonna
roll-
start
I don't
putting
care.
disadvantage
It really
for
doesn't matter.
bird jokes.
Thank you.
Permanent disadvantage
Thank you.
for bird jokes. We haven't reached the point yet.
Do you
But we
want to
might
let
be
it
in the
go
right.
again, or are you going?
I got the same bonus. It's just
All
my
right.
rolling decent.
The
What are you going for? Before
The
you tell me the
scroll.
roll. The scroll? Okay.
Oh, to the
Yeah.
Raven.
16.
the brief.
16?
Yeah.
You, again, as Icky steps back with his book and like looks at all of you and kind of glares a little bit, steps back and starts paging through it. You step up, feet in the same spot. You kind of like underhand it, and you manage to catch the scroll and pull it back.
Wow.
Just
This is
barely.
amazing.
I caught the edge of the scroll. I got real nervous and I pulled it back.
So I take the rope
I
back
assume
and
I
I
don't
kiss it, and
recognize
then I
this
put it back in my
What
bag.
languages do you speak?
I
You
am
clearly
double
have
checking
a
that now.
enchanted rope.
If
Is, can I check my rope for enchantments?
Your rope has not been out of your. Or you mean since it's been in the room?
At all.
it'd be funny if later on it turns
Our
out that it's
Kokra,
actually a
Orin,
magic
Celestial,
rope. We
and
never
Khan.
realized
You
it.
do not recognize the writing in the book at all.
Didn't matter what our skills were or anything. Thanks.
Girl is totally looking.
That's not Dwarven.
I don't think that's dwarven. Is that dwarven?
That is not.
All right.
Absolutely not dwarven.
Is there any chance it might be orcish? Did you guys catch that joke I just made?
Oh, is
It
it
was
goblin?
fucking funny.
It is
Did
not
you give
goblin.
this to me because I'm a wizard, or to pass around for everybody to read?
No, it was for you because it's a
Oh,
potential for you to learn it, and if you're not going to use it, then hand it back.
I'm so.
But if you
I
can,
just wasn't sure what the.
if you can use that in your spell book,
Okay.
by all means.
It's ruins.
Sanishi thinks Sanishi's
I,
funny.
what did Sanishi say?
She said, "Is it possibly orcish?"
And then she laughed and giggled.
And I laughed. And
'Cause it's in a book?
It's funny.
Because it's the only thing she can read.
It's reading right
Bye.
now.
Hey, Jenny.
Yeah,
Night.
can
Night,
read
night.
human.
Good night. Hey, thanks for tolerating us.
I love you,
Every
Jen.
time we come over, we're sorry.
Every time.
Your hair looks super fucking cute, by the way.
Yes,
Thank you.
that was the first thing I thought of as well.
Wait, well, I'm not sure that was appropriate anymore. Stop. Panda has
Her
to-
hair looks nicer than your face.
Is it draconic or
I mean,
elven?
to be fair,
No.
her hair looks nicer than
You do
most
not
of
recognize
the
it.
faces at this
I do
table.
not recognize this.
But you know,
Is it goblin?
Nope.
Which would have been funny because. You sure it's not goblin? You should check again.
It's
really
orcish.
long.
Is it abyssal?
It's almost like it's a whole book.
nobody appreciated my joke about it possibly being orcish.
I laughed.
He did.
I laughed on the end.
God laughed.
God appreciated my
Then
joke
it's-
about it.
what
being
joke
It's
did I
not
miss?
Aarakocra,
She said,
Orin,
is it goblin?
Celestial,
Or, I'm sorry, is
or
it
common.
orcish?
Celestial is good
Because
potential.
there's no way orcish would
But
write
it's
this
not
stuff down.
Yeah, no,
Is
there's
it demonic?
absolutely, that's why it was funny, because there's like not a chance.
I can't find my other language.
Which is,
What language does it have? Do you have?
I just remember
I hate when I can't find my.
normal and goblin. I don't remember where else it's listed.
You might
Normal
only have
and
those two.
goblin.
It could be under
Common and
I totally-
proficiencies.
What?
Totally got all that.
Proficiencies.
All of it?
yeah, like first page.
It's a gossip column.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where you have armor,
10 things you
weapons,
should never do when you
tools,
meet
language.
goblins.
Halfling. Okay. Common
Click here,
goblin and
read
halfling.
more.
You don't recognize it either.
Elvish, gnomish.
You won't believe what this
You don't
goblin
recognize
said
it.
about your mom. No.
Makes me think
It's-
it's like
it's-
either
it's
Tiefling
clickbait!
or like Planeswalker or something. Or Planes, whatever, Strider.
Yeah, say Planeswalker, that's magic, so.
Plane Strider.
You'll never believe what 6 out of 10 goblins have to say.
What languages do you two speak?
6
Orcish
out of 10
and
goblin dentists don't know what Colgate
You
is.
don't
Yeah, no,
Goblin
Right.
dentists?
Dentists.
Dentists.
Who wants to hold on to this
was
while
like,
we
Dennis?
carry on?
Little did you know, Dennis is a very common
Alright,
goblin
okay.
name.
oh, see, I can carry it. Like, I'm not
Goblin
carrying
Genesis.
anything.
Proficient goblin and common.
You never
No,
believe what this
It's
goblin
not
named
it's
sounds
Dennis
like I-
you
did.
recognize.
Read here to find out more.
Dennis the Menace was actually a goblin originally.
That explains so much. Alright, so we have exhausted our DM's patience with us lassoing things out of here without us taking more.
Oh, is there anything
real-world
else in the
time.
room that could be lassoed?
Do we,
The raven.
There is a raven and a wand. A
The
forked wand.
forked wand.
Oh,
Does
which
this
totally is the
symbol-
wand.
Yeah, somebody
Perhaps
that's really.
mean
Yeah, all
anything
you guys
to
are
me.
awesome.
That is
Somebody
the same
awesome.
Lasso
symbol
that
that
fucking
you saw
wand.
on the doors
on the doors?
and
So that's the
on the
seven
book
star.
that the statue was holding.
Is that the seven
That is
pointed
the
star?
Sahedron. That is the 7-pointed
Okay.
star.
I saw that around the neck of the demon
Sir.
chick in my dream.
Nice.
Gonna
It was
try,
also on every
Oh,
door.
can I borrow that rope again? Let me try
What do you
for the
get?
wand.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let's get to borrow the rope.
Let me see that rope real quick.
Is it?
Stop. All of you just stop doing the thing.
What thing?
Nothing.
Okay,
Oh,
in my
that
inventory
thing.
now.
No.
You grab the rope
Yeah.
and it just.
Oh.
It was
And
a
it-
limp rope.
But buddy,
It was a
it
limp
happens.
rope.
It happens to everybody. All right.
Some people can't handle a rope.
Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Some people are just pushing it.
There it is. Remember when she was hitting the stone with the axe? That was... 15 plus 6 is 21.
You throw the rope, and
I'm
as
sorry,
it
I'm
kind of
holding
looks
on
like
to
it's
it.
going over the wand, you pull it back, and it just catches one of the forks, just barely on just the tip.
It's called a dingle hopper.
And as you pull it back, it scoots,
Old fucking
scoots,
book that
and
no one
it
can read.
barely has any of it, but you manage to get it all the way back
Just
before,
the tip.
before the rope looses.
Alright, Icky.
And you have a
I'm gonna have to ask you to
wand,
save the raven.
forked tip. It's kind of square
Try.
on the ends.
Okay.
Is it because it's so rare?
Do I have the paper for it or no?
Can we?
It's a wand.
Oh, I have a one.
You have a wand.
What did you ask?
If you had a paper
A
for
paper for it, because everything else came
Oh.
with paper, so it's.
Well, it was like
Okay.
the spell scroll. You can open it and read it.
You have
The
to
book,
meditate
you
upon
can
the
see it.
wand.
If the wand happened to be magical,
I
Well,
just
we have
find
to like
out what-
concentrate on it or
Yeah,
whatever.
you would
right?
need to spend an hour with it to find out what it
I
does.
thought maybe Bill was so used to buying guns in this country that he needs like.
Shh, quiet, you.
1, 2, 3.
Is this wand licensed?
This.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I declare
Anyway.
some more.
All right.
It's
So
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Leviosa.
the only
I
thing
was
left floating in the room
Is the
is
crow.
a dead raven and 52 playing cards.
Oh, and some salted beef.
And a small chunk of salted beef.
And the
no,
maggots.
that actually passed by the raven and took into its own orbit a small number of maggots
Aww.
that it kind of took along with it when it was
So,
flying.
like, wait, are the maggots just orbiting it, or are the maggots, like, getting food from it?
They're writhing and trying their best.
To, like,
Some are on it, some are just
Try to
moving
lasso
around
the
it.
maggoty beef.
The thing is maggots don't stay maggots for hundreds of years. Like,
Well, yeah, see, that's what I'm
As-
kind of curious about.
as
Is
a
this
dwarf,
like
I know these things.
Hey, these could be magical maggots.
Well,
Magic maggots.
maggots are used for
Ma-
like, fucking
maggots-
battle healing all the
The
time.
weightless
like,
room could
obviously,
freeze
that's
time or
just duh.
something, or
So,
slow time.
Like, yeah, you're right. They don't live that long. So, like, they don't stay in maggot form that long. So, is this some type of, like,
I don't know, but are you gonna try and lasso the bird?
Containing
I
fluid?
am apprehensive of doing that. I don't particularly feel like, as a bird person, I don't feel the need to
Play with the dead
grab
bird.
this bird.
I
Afraid you'll get
respect
the
your
flu from
wishes
it?
on this matter.
Could be a
I
rabbit.
was
I
a
thought it
little
wasn't
bit
a
more
bird.
interested in the notion
I thought
before I
whenever
was
we bring up
reminded
bird
that
stuff,
this
he's
bird
like,
is
he's
dead.
not a bird.
Ah.
Clearly dead.
Yes, clearly
He gets
dead.
to
could
choose
still be your ass.
whenever he's. Oh, sorry about that.
I wasn't sure if you were
He
speaking.
gets to
into
choose
Your
when
family
he's
might
upset
not
about
be able to
it.
go to rest until you throw this bird out and put it
I
up
can't
in
tell
a
if I
scenario.
lost another die or not.
No, it's empty. And gone.
If we did, it'll turn up at some point.
Yep.
What happened?
Or vegetable in another way.
Or what?
What?
Mead.
It'll turn up or.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my
Mead.
god.
Mead.
Yeah.
Mead.
Yeah.
Mead. You wanna take us back towards
It'll
the
live in for a minute there.
I know.
Oh yeah, we're heading back out to the passageway
All of a
where it
sudden,
was
this
raw.
monster with large black eyes and a huge
I don't
toothy
suppose we
grin
have anything that could
appears.
just nuke frag the. What would
She's
be
really
appropriate
cute.
for D&D? Yeah, anything that can fireball the room.
Oh, without using a spell
You talking to
slot.
me or
He said he was moving back to the.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I was.
You make
talking to
make
as
your
we're
way
walking
back along the path you came to
I don't
the room
suppose
with
you'd
the
have
statue in it.
Guys in that could just.
It's not
Can I
really
hold on to the
room.
book since I'm holding on to all of our other paperwork?
Oh, I'm
Uh,
holding on to the
Already
book.
given.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of which, do you want to have these?
The super literary,
I feel like
literarily
each character should
trustworthy
keep their
orc
dreams
is
and stuff.
holding on to
Their
our.
vision.
Ghost visions.
Yes.
All right.
And then on the path back,
Well, that should.
The only thing I would
Like, I
add is
just
this
literally had
flaming
nothing.
sphere
Yeah, I
that
was
we
gonna
just
say,
found.
like,
I know what
No,
I got.
Don't leave me out.
I want to see something
I'll replace
creepy.
my deck with an old fucking book that no one can read.
But if you'd like me to hold the papers for the group.
Oh. These generally do get remembered, but.
So I
just
see
does.
this.
as you're making your way back, since you're passing through rooms you've already been through, everybody's a little looser. I mean, you're still moving, keeping your eyes open, but everybody's a little looser. And you were
Which means
towards
I was
the back.
skipping.
I was following wherever Grelda was, like on like.
He's 5.
okay, so you're not the rear, but you're towards the back.
Yeah.
Alright, so like you're following behind Grelda, and ahead of her you see Shinichi, and Shinishi's not paying attention at all. She's just kind of flipping through the book, just looking at it.
I'm skipping
just,
along.
Yep, she's
I'm
trying to look for
literally
pictures
skipping
in
along.
it, trying
Does
to
she
see
flip it
what's
upside
there.
down?
Yep,
Why
turning
not?
upside down,
Doesn't
just
matter.
inside out, just shaking it, and you kind of watch her, and you just shake your head, and as you shake your head out of your vision, you catch
He gets me.
something on the side, written on the side, and you look, and you're still in the process of like shaking your head, so you look, see it, and then it's gone.
As a bird person, would he be seeing like not?
No, his eyes are straight, so he's shaking
Oh,
his head like this.
okay.
He can't. It doesn't move his eyes. It just moves his head.
I'm not trying to be racist. I'm trying to be.
And-
You're not trying to be. You're just being.
Who's in the backpack? Because if you're 5, who's 6?
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
it me?
Yes.
I don't
It
know.
All right.
I guess
You
it's
see
fine.
you see his head moving, and then
Thank you.
you actually see his feathers like ruffle for a second. No, I'm serious. Like
Yeah.
like a cockatoo. You know, the feathers kind of pop up. You see that.
But I
You see a
didn't-
reaction as he's like shaking his head. You can see his like the disappointed dad head shake, and then his feathers just kind of his head turns and his feathers ruffle just a little.
But I didn't see anything.
You don't notice anything. You just notice that like it's hard to miss that particular reaction since you're standing right behind him. And then as that's happening, you continue, and then along the wooden walkway back to where the statue is.
Don't you dare. Grelda.
happening?
Right, and then you're standing in the room
Why did she die?
with the statue.
Because she ate the book? Yeah, that's your fault.
We're back to here.
You're back to there. You're back in the room with the statue.
So we're
So
gonna
and I
After
would
you ate it.
Passageway time.
Passageway?
So Icky is clearly mildly disturbed here. And now that we're back at the statue, I keep looking at the book and just being like,
Spit it out, Ricky. What do you got?
that the book the statue is holding looks like the book that we recovered from that
Huh.
room.
Oh,
Good point.
was this the room that had the several different doors with each had the star on it?
No. That was the room that you found the scroll in.
Yeah, because
That
remember
would have been
we
No,
went
that's not the room
down
with the scroll.
here, and then there was the
room
torture
with the scroll
chamber,
is here.
and then off
Yeah.
the torture
The room with
chamber.
the 3 different doors was the one with the oddly shaped skeletons in each of the rooms.
That one is where we first discovered a prison under the city.
You found the
That's
prison, then you
It's a
came
couple
down,
hundred years
and
old,
this is the
maybe
room with the
1,000.
3 cells where you found the
Yeah.
scroll, and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
continue down
Okay,
into
okay.
the zombies.
Okay.
Cage person.
The book
So
that we found has the 7 star on it. Does the statue also have the star on the book?
The statue is holding a book that has the same Sahedron on it.
I can officially tell you the book tastes like book. I did not take a bite.
Is
It just tastes like book.
Thank you. Good to know.
You're welcome.
Can you
Is
confirm
this-
that or deny it?
Hold
It tastes like old book,
Oh.
but it does taste like book.
All right.
is the statue? Is the statue looking at anything? Is it like looking at a doorway?
Or perhaps page
It's looking-
34.
It's
Whatever
looking.
Chapter
his
2.
eyes
It's
follow
looking
me.
down the hall. It's not. Its eyes aren't fixed in any particular direction. It has a very serious, almost angry look on its face. But it's not. You follow its eyes, and it's just looking down the hall. You don't notice it looking at anything in particular.
Silly bird, it's a statue. It can't see anything. Can't look.
Is the book open to a particular page? Like,
I'm
is
sorry.
there-
I'm sorry. I misspoke. Its expression. It's not almost angry.
It's
Its expression is
furious.
actually twisted in fury. Like it
Yes,
looks
okay,
like
that's what I
it's
thought.
about to kill someone. That's the expression that it has. I'm sorry. What did you say?
The book itself, is it detailed enough to see if there's a page it's open to, or is it just generic?
It's closed.
Closed.
Oh, closed
Yeah.
book.
You see the top of the book, like
Okay.
the cover of the book, has the Sahedron
Okay.
on it, and it's closed. It's just
If it
it's
was
like
open and she was
she's
holding
holding
it,
it like
so
this,
yeah.
and then she's got the
Halberd?
she's got the halberd like this.
So, Sunichi decides. I decide that I'm going to
I can't open this book
take
with this
one of
halberd
my
in my hand.
hand axes
Oh.
and the
Who
book
made a stone
and
book anyway?
try to imitate the statue with it, including
You're
the
just
furious
standing in front of it?
expression, just like the way people
As
do
you
with
walk back
selfies
into the room, Icky is clearly disturbed, and he's looking at the statue. And as he
Sunichi
has
is
this
also
as he has
completely
this
disturbed.
expression on his face where he's searching the statue, and you can tell he's looking for answers. Sunichi walks in front of the statue and just goes, "Arrgh!"
hits the same pose.
and then just stares eye to eye with it.
Does anything happen? Is there a secret chamber that opens?
Nothing.
No, of course not.
A beam of light juts down from the ceiling.
So-
Nothing. Okay.
Refresh my memory on the prison room real quick. Was there another passageway, or did we cover all the passageways?
You covered it all. There was 2 stairwells that went down to the lower floor,
Oh, that's-
but there wasn't
Thank
any
you.
exit doors.
Thank you.
Didn't go anywhere.
Yep.
Icky?
So we have this. Does this statue give anybody else, for lack of a better term, the willies?
Present.
The only so this.
You mean more than the rest of this stuff just
Yeah,
sitting
yeah. No,
beneath-
this statue alone definitely
Nah,
matches with the dream that I had. Very
I
creepy.
think we
that weird floating
this
room.
this book that we
No,
found
that's
in the floaty room matches with the statue, but it is a part of the statue. This book, yes.
Yes. It is chiseled in with the statue.
The only part of this statue that seems removable is the halberd. The halberd and the statue. I fucking hate you.
It's the only reason
Geisen!
he wants it.
Geisen,
He needs his bird weapon.
Just say
calm
weapon.
down.
The
Jeez.
the weapon and the book strike me as having a relation. The book is clearly carved in the statue, but the halberd itself, it looks like we can remove.
So cut to the
Should-
chase. You want to move the halberd?
I
I
would
don't feel like it's safe, but I feel like it's meaningful.
All right, so either we move the
Is it
halberd now
Halloween?
and see if we
It's
can
a
get
halberd.
something to trigger and deal with it,
I'll feel his
or we go into the unpaved passage and check our chances there with finding some more goblins to play with.
option
Oh, I just
third.
wanna kill.
We
Option
could
third.
we could burn the demon book.
I don't know if that's the best
Yeah, let's
idea.
not burn it yet.
I'm just saying later on if we're all like, man, I wish we'd have burned that book. I'm gonna say I told you so.
Okay.
You keep a
Noted
note of that.
and accepted.
Okay, moving on.
I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna keep
So,
trying to rage
Similar
faces
to what
in front of
Tarnan
the
said
statue.
when we came in here,
Second,
maybe we should check out the cave, and then when we come back,
take the
attempt
halberd.
to take the
and see what
halberd
else
with
we can
us.
So we're not leaving this. We're
Unless you have some
Pausing this.
particular reason for feeling like we should remove
Do
the
this
halberd
first?
now.
Can I
Is there a reason to wait?
compare the book that we found against what I'm seeing at the statue and see if there are any
You sure you
are
can't
there
take
any
that book?
meaningful similarities?
Outside,
Just
they both have the
observe-
Sahedron on the front of it. Like the star that you see on the front of the book is
Right.
carved exactly in as the star in the other book. Other than that, they're books.
Okay.
You can tell they're both books, but outside of the star being the only thing on the cover, there's nothing else that would make you think one is the other.
I don't see any of the script that we found inside the actual book.
You don't see
anywhere else on
anything
the
inside of the
statue.
book itself, anywhere on the statue.
Okay.
no.
Hey,
Well, we have that book, and
weren't there weird runes inside of that weird room? Does the book match the runes?
Geisen, you paid some decent.
That's a good
money
Don't
for that.
question.
pet your cat like an evil villain. Just answer the question.
Mwahaha.
Oh, no, Lex really enjoys the evil villain. Though. He's really good at it.
Where's the book?
His
What's
name
the book?
is Lex.
I know.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember.
So if I look at the book, can I make some sort of thing against it to see if it seems familiar with the runes that I saw?
It seems the writing in the book is the same as the writing that, not the runes that popped up, but when they coalesced into things that seemed like words, those were the same as what's in the book.
You say that to the group.
But yeah, but they still just kind of
Well, he
look
didn't
like
We have the
gibberish.
book.
He didn't tell us that the.
And the city above us is
Ruins
pretty
ever
good size
became
and has at least a
We
couple
all
of
saw
libraries.
that.
Somebody there's
He was
got
the
to be
only
able
one
to
who
read
looked
that.
closely.
That's a good point.
I don't think it's a guarantee though. There's a lot
Well, I
of
wouldn't
languages.
guarantee it, but
What about the weird guy that didn't want the head?
Does any of us know how to fight with a halberd?
2 people
It's
didn't
his
want the
friend.
head.
I feel like the weird guy who didn't want the head is a pretty specific person. I don't remember his
True.
name. It was something like Slugathorn. I don't know.
Some weird.
His
creepy-
friend, right?
I'm waiting.
yeah. What?
What's his name?
Oliver. Oh God, I can't remember his last name.
Oliver.
Slugathorn.
Oliver
Twist?
Podrick.
I'll say
Potter,
Oliver.
I'm sorry.
What's the name of his
Pod-
Aloe vera.
business?
Aloe vera.
The
Pillbug.
Pillbug's Pantry.
Yes.
That's why I got Slugathorn.
Nice.
Pillbug.
Can
Pillbug's
anybody
Pantry.
here use a halberd?
It's like
No.
a
Anybody can use it.
Was anybody like specialized, enjoys these two-handed halberd
You're like all
No.
melee stuff, right?
There is nobody who's specialized in
So,
two-handed weapons.
I
Wait,
am
let's-
less concerned
I stand
about
corrected.
using
You're
the
bad at
weapon as a weapon, as it being meaningful to the dark magics that are clearly at play down here.
Clearly.
Whether it be a key to a doorway, whether it be magical or otherwise.
So your suggestion is?
That makes sense. So
Take
she
it.
grabs it, or tries to take it out of the statue's hand.
Give me a strength check.
Please continue.
You
I-
are standing on the side talking as
I
she
feel
just
like
shrugs and
the
walks over.
halberd and the book we found are related in some. They
I have no
share
doubt.
some sort of connection that is not irrelevant to what we're trying to investigate down here.
15?
15.
Yeah.
Couple good yanks.
So
The hand, the
what would you like to
fingers
do with it?
break off of the hand.
Clink.
Like the stone fingers break off, and you just yank the halberd down.
Now that we have it, what would you like to do with it?
I look at the half-orc in stunned
hands it to you.
shock, just like.
Here you go.
Hey, can I have that?
Shocko.
I mean, he was the one who had the problem, so I figured it should be offered.
If he doesn't want it.
Icky.
Icky?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
There you go.
Wait. Which one has the book?
She's holding.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she has the book.
Let's keep them separate just in case Icky's onto something.
Do I notice anything immediately magical, weird, or non-normal halberdy about the halberd?
It's well made. It's put
Well, now that you're holding the
together
halberd,
No.
have you always done
Do
your
I
hand that
notice
way?
anything magical about it? Because that might
Is it a shapely halberd?
know stuff.
well. It's smooth.
It's got all the right curves.
As you walk over and you
Is
kind of
it
look at it, you don't
all
notice any
in slender?
runes on it or anything that make you don't notice. Actually, give me a perception check. Before I do.
I help him because I'm clearly looking at
Yeah,
it.
you both are looking at it together, so you can.
Advantage
on that.
perception.
I do.
I'm waiting for
I have
them
good
to catch
perception.
on to that.
Or you can roll
How's that for me
separately.
to
You can,
Advantage!
wait, you can roll.
Advantage!
You can roll with advantage. You already rolled once. You can roll again, or she can roll.
Tarnan
Do you
is
have a high
kind of going
perception?
like this, looking at Grilda.
No, I don't.
I got a 15.
I got a 10 total.
15. You don't notice outside of the fact that, regardless of how long it's been down here, it looks quality. Like it looks well made. It looks like a master crafted weapon, but you don't notice anything other than that about it.
That's made out of ivory.
Does it look super?
It's
Gold and ivory.
it's metal and
Yeah.
ivory. Like it's you notice like it's steel with ivory inlaid into it. It looks like it could be a ceremonial weapon from the look of it, but you can tell it's well made, so it would easily perform in battle. So it is a gorgeous, well made halberd.
Does it feel old? Like, or does it seem old? Would we know that from?
Not particularly.
Well, he did-
None
Not
of you are
particularly,
really
okay.
He did just
'Cause
say
everything
really
else-
well versed in weapon making.
Okay, because everything around us is really old, but we know
Yeah.
this is something that seemed to add into the statue or.
The
It was
old thing was
put
in that
in with the
spherical
statue.
room.
The what?
The oldness was in that spherical room.
No,
That
the
was
whole- no, the
actually
whole thing.
She noticed the stonework is all old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Okay.
So now I'm back to making
So anyone
angry
object to
faces
me
at the
keeping
statue.
this?
This should buy us a health potion.
Now that you're holding that,
Probably
have you
not.
always done your hair that way? And I walk into the damn hall and start picking a direction to go onward.
As
that
you
way.
as you walk into the hall, you notice it goes two directions. One
North.
is back down
Yeah.
to where you came, and then north you notice that it is a wall, but there is a little hole dug into the wall. I mean, dug into the floor under the wall.
Under the wall.
It kind of goes downward.
Huh.
If they follow us.
A tunnel on the
Yeah,
tunnel?
that way.
Kinda?
I follow him, and as I do, I say, "No, usually there's less gore in it than this."
That's what it is.
All right, so as you kind of like you're looking at the hall.
Yeah.
As you kind of look at it, you see that it doesn't go downward a couple of feet. It goes down
promise
and up,
I'll
and
take
you
you
can
dinner
see
before
that it basically goes under the wall, like it goes down and up, like into the next room. It's like something you'd
God
have to
damn it,
crawl
Tammy.
through.
I've broken him. It's fine.
It was bound to happen. I'm surprised it took till 10:30.
Did you hear the last comment she just gave to me?
I didn't actually.
It's terrible. Tarnan is
terrible.
Tarnan. Not yet.
I don't know that it was a comment
mean-
necessarily so much as a look.
Fine. It was a look that could have been a comment. It was a look that was a comment. I could. Oh my god.
Do we go
I
into
can't
the
see.
hole?
See? See?
Head first.
Well, of course.
Ears deep into the hole.
I always gotta
Don't
dive right
follow
into
us.
the hole.
We know it's too far to swim.
13th warrior.
Thank you. Crazy obscure.
Well, you gotta be careful not to
I haven't
pay
seen that
like
in a
all
while.
your attention to the
You
hole,
can
'cause,
tell
the best
you
movies
know.
that there is.
I
By
listen-
the placement,
I'm not
like
looking
how
at
far
that
you
anymore.
traveled back up,
Yep.
that this leads into the room you were just in.
It's not that great, but I love it.
Wait,
The ground level of the like the jail
why,
room.
Yeah, so why 2 holes? Stop it.
one is
One was big and wide open, and one is kind of small.
Unless you
Oh,
got
That
Well,
happens
yeah.
after childbirth.
I
That
feel
can
like
happen.
Icky should be the one asking what's the need for the 2 holes.
I don't understand. Like,
Cloaca.
do y'all not have cloaca?
No.
Oh, I learned something new.
Stick drink for Icky.
Wait,
But no, you notice that this is like it was dug out from the previous room.
Is that a new statue or the same statue?
What statue? There's no statue.
Okay.
Oh, that's the same statue.
Yeah, alright.
I'm
Are we missing something? Okay.
Almost certainly.
Well, yes, definitely. What are we missing? First off, why does there need to be 2 entrances?
The other one was a door. The other one, like, it was a doorway. This looks like it was.
why didn't
Dumb.
we see this
Like-
hole?
Yeah, we
When
didn't
we
see
were
this
in
when we
the
were in
room.
there.
We haven't been here
Have
before.
you seen our perception checks?
No, this is the first time
when
that
you were
we've
in
been
the
to
room
this.
before, you were up on the 10-foot walkway.
Oh,
Yeah.
and we never went down.
Oh, I didn't realize
This
we were
is
up.
why it's
Okay.
important to
Yep, there were
always
2
go
stairways
down.
that went down to the bottom floor. There were no exits out of the
Oh,
bottom
and they were
floor.
both blocked, right?
No.
You're
When,
fired.
Thank
when
you
we
for
walked
being
into
the
the
only
room
one
where
who's
there was
apparently
the
with
gel
me on
area,
this.
Oh, I heard
there
it.
was an option
sure
to go
you did.
down from that gel area or to keep going along an angled way. We went along the angled way. We never went
You
down.
went along the wooden
So let's check-
raised area. You
Oh,
never
let's
went
check it.
down.
So
And we
th-
haven't
this
attempted
little,
to unblock any of the
I thought we
stairwells.
checked out
either.
everything.
Um, you could tell that there were. I mean,
Oh.
there were stones. There were cave-ins.
Alright.
Let's.
Because
check
maybe
the
we-
hole.
Somebody stealthy should
You'll check the
check
hole?
it out.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. You kind of like you make your way
Gently.
down there. You wiggle your way into the hole head first, and then as you peek, like if you were looking at it from the other end,
I'm
your
gentle about
your
it.
head just like
Breaches.
reaches out of the hole, and you look around,
And somebody screams, "It's a boy!"
and you see the room that you were looking at from above. You see that you're in one of the little cells. The door is closed,
So it looks
and you
like
can
someone
see the
actually
room through.
dug their way out of the cell.
That's what it appears.
Possibly.
How'd you figure that out?
Too high to get over? Too
Wah,
low
wah.
to get under?
Wah wah. Stuck in the middle.
We're making Michael Jackson references. So, alright.
Because that's all I could think of.
Moving on!
Well,
Okay, come back out.
So you didn't see anything else?
No, it's different vantage point. You wanted to examine this room further. Somebody dug their way out. This
Did
tunnel
they
doesn't make sense. to me.
rescued somebody from the prison? Presumably?
Hundreds of years ago.
or escape.
Or escape?
Fucking prison. Seriously, guys, this whole place doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Like,
When you start adding the different bits that we've seen together, the altar for the summoning, where we fought the next room where we fought the demon in that had the 2 different pools, the pool that we went through in the room just a bit ago that was in the hallway, and the prison, all of the stuff added together, it just doesn't.
Because it's been
Oh my god, are you
3
agreeing with Sinichi?
weeks, months since we've actually seen the map.
I'm not
Could you
dumb.
refresh my memory of what it looked like in that area, back where we came from? Have we actually seen everything now?
I can
the,
tell you.
The
have.
previous area is just a little, like, cut
Oh, that
around thing.
alcove and it goes back. Okay, yeah, I think
Yeah,
I remember.
it's like nothing. A weird little, like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a weird little alcove where you actually
So
fought.
we've seen everything.
We're
You
kind
have-
of stuck
There
in the
is
middle.
not any doors
I hate
or pathways you haven't gone down in this particular
Yeah.
area.
So
Or
we
are
either
we-
start
Can
an
you
excavation company.
Actually, let me
can you swipe back to where
hold
we
on a
were?
second. Let me see if I can now that you have seen everything,
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so I feel like we
Why is the jail marked on this map?
need to stop for some discussion.
About
Can we?
everything,
So
but
so
I'm not seeing an
I like
elephant
kind of squat down. Like the floor's all covered in dust and shit,
Well,
right?
we have a jail.
I mean,
Oops.
dust, not
But that's
Is that
up, not
circular
down.
room just being shown
Yeah,
twice?
this is up.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's the
we've
side
never
view
been
of
to
it.
the
Okay.
jail in town.
well, ignore that.
But there is a jail in town, and this is the.
probably.
But
not
it's not.
because
It's not
it's
rounded like that.
Like
No, yeah.
hard. It says.
Okay.
I
Can't
just
do
wanted to
this,
know if it was the same thing
can't do
twice.
that.
It
This
is
is
the
this
same.
plan.
Okay, so-
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so like I squat down and in the dust kind of sketch out like a
It's
map
bad,
of what
don't
this
split
thing
up.
has been because it makes no sense. And I want to get a bigger picture as to what this has been.
Is that
And this is how we get this.
is that meditation room thing with the dude standing outside the same thing as the pink sphere room?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you just ignore that.
So it's
Just yeah, ignore that.
Nice. You're welcome. Thank you. Do I get an inspiration card for that? Because I feel very inspired by that move.
As much as it's appreciated.
I mean, it's entirely possible that we would discover something or have some sort of revelation by setting a single foot into floaty room. Or something horrible would happen.
Yeah, I'm thinking
We could
horrible.
go back in
Yep.
prison cells.
Floating room is what I really would like to do.
I nominate Sanishi to step into the
I was
floating
I was gonna say I think there's probably some really cool stuff to kill in that room.
Well, honestly, I am willing to step into floating room, tie a rope around my waist, hang on to the other end.
Or not.
So
Either way.
mean.
Well, we'll tie a rope around her waist and then.
Give her the other end to hang on to,
We
Who
no,
can she
not,
trust more than herself?
right?
You guys are all assholes. And I
Yeah,
am,
but doesn't she know that?
I am now 100% back to chopping your motherfucking heads off the next
Really?
time
I
you
did
rest
not-
my
I did-
nurse commander.
We could talk
No,
about this
commander,
shit for
you're fine.
years in
Okay.
front of her and she wouldn't catch on. Come on.
I did not actually say any of that. I would not.
What?
Okay, I mean if you really feel
I'm worried about the town. Like, there's clearly
Yeah.
a burning coming, and if this is not where we can find
Is it
more
one of the
problems,
holes?
then
Well,
maybe it's somewhere
I-
else.
He told us about the fucking. There's something beneath this.
Not only is there something beneath this, but with the cave-ins where the stairwells are, some of these stairwells went up. We're not that far down at this point, so
You're right,
up
we're not.
would have gone into town buildings that presumably are still
And
there.
She just convinced me that there might be a connection to the jail up top.
Like to this.
No, actually, no.
Just,
and
So-
so by not going down that one stairwell that went towards where the jail tunnel thing was, we didn't miss anything.
You haven't. There's no rooms in here.
Why
no,
is the
no
jail marked in
doors or
black?
pathways that you were able to go into that you haven't yet? Why is what?
the
Why
jail's
is,
marked.
the jail is marked in black on this upper city map.
Jail.
Why not?
And it's
Because
really
that's where
close.
bad people go.
Brewery says too close. Whatever the fuck that is, too far. There's the lighthouse.
No, no,
No, that doesn't line up with where the jail is up top,
no.
though.
None of this makes
It
Because
sense.
this is like a half mile, wasn't it? Or
What
a
was
quarter mile or a half mile that from the glassworks when we went down and started wandering around, it was like a half mile to this point, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was northwest-ish.
This is the stuff that's
Yeah.
more under
The jail
town.
would be attached. The jail would be
Okay,
the other way.
okay. This pool of water.
Yeah.
We felt the dread from this pool of water,
Right.
and we felt the dread from this pool of water.
Yep.
This
So
was.
there in the dust.
Did we
Carnage drawing
feel
on the
the?
map
We
real
did
quick.
not feel the dread.
Yeah, we did.
It moved the same way.
Yep, and
It
it was
moved the same way.
and had skulls.
I used my
And had
forgery
the
skill
skulls,
to make it.
But
pretty.
he did not say we felt the dread.
We didn't check.
When we came close
do
to
a dread
these,
check.
we felt the dread.
Roll
No,
for
like
dread.
there was nothing we had
I
to
didn't
do. We
think
came
she
within
got scared of anything.
proximity.
This is interesting.
We came within proximity, and we felt dread. We felt hatred. We started going after each other even more than you motherfuckers deserve.
There it is. Never mind. We're good.
More than they deserve. I was even angrier at them than normal.
I don't.
That did not happen in this room. We were cracking jokes in this room. We were all cracking jokes about sconces in this room.
I don't joke
We
about
did-
sconces. It's very serious to me.
There was an evil spell about sconces.
You could tell they were Swiss made.
Exactly.
Swiss sconces.
Exactly. The Swiss sconces were like, we were giggling. We were
Be a
unable
Swiss
to
wristwatch.
even consider giggling.
Wristwatch?
Swiss
Swatch.
Swiss wrist.
That's how you know they're
swatch.
quality.
Irish wristwatch?
Tammy.
But we were able to joke in here. We were not able to joke when we came
So,
anywhere
okay.
near here or anywhere near
Skip
here.
to the front.
This is different.
What do you want to do with it?
I have no fucking clue. I'm just saying, there's something different about this than these.
Well, the
And that.
statue is... Yeah, there's lots of differences in here, but we gotta have something to do, something to go on.
I'm just a goddamn orc. Or half orc. I have no idea. You guys are the smart ones. I'm just saying this is something I fucking
Hey, that's
noticed.
racist.
Now you smart people do a thing with it, man. I'm fucking gonna go back
Are you
to
guys
this
gonna think
statue
about
and make
this for
faces.
about an hour? Because I could commune with this halberd while we did this.
Like, I'm just, guys, I'm done. Like, you have no idea. This was overwhelming for me to get this far. And, like, all you do is fucking make fun of me and, like, talk about how I'm not gonna notice that you're fucking making fun of me right in front of me because you're fucking assholes and...
Shinichi.
Sorry, Commander.
I'm sorry we haven't found anything for you to kill Sanichi.
So am I, actually.
I just want to kill something. But I think that this might
How about the
actually,
statue?
like, be
Icky?
important and...
How about the statue? Let her
Having
have
killed
the statue?
something since I woke up, and I'm starting to get handsy.
Statue? Try the statue out?
You
Mhm.
destroyed
Angry.
the fingers
Angry.
on the statue.
Kangry? Kill,
Right,
kill,
it
kill,
felt good.
angry, kill, Kangry.
But I think that there's something there with all this, with these pools, because they look the same. They're obviously not the same.
Do you want to take a bath?
And I know.
We could go
You
back
really
and
wanna
check
s-
it out, but we might end up looking
from an
foolish.
entirely out of character standpoint, if Sean were capable of making us more angry around this and less angry around that, I would be frightened instead of impressed. I'm just saying.
You don't think it beyond his capabilities. though, do
No, I just don't want to know about it if
Yeah.
it's happening.
That's what you're doing? I want to pretend it's not.
I think he really subtly does this shit on purpose. Anytime that we're like, I wonder what's going on, he's over there like emitting confusion.
So now, like, I'm
That
gonna
would
s-
Yeah,
Like
but it
pheromones.
backfires when we
Confusion
spend
and
6
pissed off
hours
pheromones.
crawling over a bridge.
Oh, it seems to
All right,
backfire
true.
from our
Here's what I got.
perspective. He's in fucking glee with the fact it took an entire day to get
Is
over
he,
a
or
bridge.
is he so
We got a
over it?
statue we don't like. I agree. Should
Do you wanna go hit the statue?
Smash it, get rid of it, destroy it.
Would it make you feel
Do we
better
want to
to
leave
hit
it
the
there and
statue?
take the book up top, see if we can
little
come
bit.
up with some kind of an answer on what that statue is about?
I'd take
Learn
Sanichi to
about-
go smash the statue to cheer her up.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think
We got
that'll hurt
pools.
anything, but I don't think it'll help anything
We got
either.
pools of evil water that feel weird in one spot and not so angry in the other. We've got a triangle of death that apparently you bleed into and it causes stuff to come out of. And we got a weird, there is no gravity room that just freaks me out. And we've got 2 stairways. We can go down or up.
No, those are blocked.
Those are blocked.
We would
yeah.
If
have
we
to
can
bring
clear
someone to dig it up.
Oh, okay.
As we've been
Or-
walking around,
I say we dust off, nuke the site from orbit. The only way to be sure.
as we've been walking around all these passages and the caves and everything, have we seen any, I don't know, bugs or like anything living?
Outside of the maggots, no. And the monsters you killed previously.
Oh, what's
That's a
with
good
the living
point.
maggots?
Maggots and the crows.
I know,
I-
the whole
Well, the crow's
room.
dead.
Which is why
I feel
was
like there was
okay
something
volunteering
But it's
to
still
have the
visually
rope tied around me
still a
to go
crow.
into the-
I
It is a
could
crow.
milk some brain goo out of the head
I don't
into
know
the
why you guys
triangle
think
and
I'm
give her
just
something to
nothing
kill.
but dumb. I'm not completely stupid.
I wonder if you
I'm
could, like,
just
spit into it.
We could
Yeah, do it. Yeah,
We
fuck
could
it.
go
Turn,
up to
turn
the
it's like, okay,
town.
fuck it. Let's do that.
go up to the town and find something that is living,
No one's going with me.
and then
Oh,
throw
sure,
it
I'll go.
into the pink room and see if it dies.
So I was thinking
Or
about
frogs.
further checking out the pink room.
Okay.
The pink room.
And I just rolled a 20.
Uh huh.
Which means you're really
What does that mean to you?
persuasive.
I
What does
mean,
it mean?
you're really fucking convinced they're going
I
back
mean-
to check out the pink room.
I mean, like sending somebody into the room, maybe with a lasso tied around them.
100% with
You
the
can
lasso
fly.
tied around 'em.
Okay, can she not
That's
hold the
true.
book while she goes back into the pink room?
That would be also.
Have
a
we
good
decided that
I
it's for
just-
sure me?
Zero G and
Like-
flight don't have things.
Or
Wait, time
You've
out.
already
Wait,
volunteered.
Hold up. Troop, guys, listen. Okay, number one I got. Are you sure you want to go squeeze the brain juice out of your hair?
No, that was just to try and cheer
Okay.
her up.
So we're not doing that, and
Alright,
we're not
what-
going to kill the statue right this second.
Right? No,
Okay.
I think the stat. I think
Let's
doing
go back to
anything
the
further
creepy
with
room
I think
and
do
let
it-
Shinichi do her Harry Carry thing into the.
What if we go up? What if we go back up and we find something living, like just a bug or whatever the hell we can find, and we toss that in the room?
I think it'll
To see
bounce
if it
around like a
dies.
card.
Hey, don't you have a bird?
Yeah, I can't imagine
Not
that
anymore.
throw.
Natural even. Isn't
I
it?
think that going and finding something living to throw into the gravity room would be a complete waste of time. Right, that's what it would be.
Because there's living maggots in there.
At the best, it would be morally ambiguous.
So it's better to just
Right, so
send
why-
a living
Why do we want to
sentient
send a living
creature.
person into it if the maggots are already in there moving around? What's the thought? What are we?
There's a
trying
dead
to
bird in
accomplish?
there.
Okay, look.
I'm kind of worried about the town. Like, we.
Yeah.
Unless somebody wants to try and
Our
dig out-
original contract is to be up and about in the town. Yeah.
Contract?
The agreement you made with the sheriff was to be.
Like, did I actually make
Presence
that agreement, or am I just
and-
kind
You
of...
will be a part of it, I
Doing
guess.
it.
Protecting.
Okay.
Well, it was on it. He asked you to be more of
A presence.
visual, because you made people feel safer because of what you did during the raid. So having you out and about in town where people could see you would
So everyone's been having
ease
these
people's minds.
The
visions and whatnot.
the
Does
thing that
any
we
of these
probably
visions
can't
come up
see
with
that
anything?
says meditation room makes it seem
Oh,
like
right,
that room's
people
pretty
having blood on the
important.
wall. You guys are weird.
You haven't seen that yet, either?
She's not percepted high enough to see it yet, no.
I've just been skipping around, biting on books. I just...
Yeah.
Taken-
The future stuff. Just before we. Never mind. It worked out fine.
Well, and apparently being the only one to notice, like, things like, hey, that one pond didn't piss us off while the other ones did it.
Yeah, Sunichi has actually been fairly, like, right tonight, which is a little frightening. Just gonna throw
No.
that out there.
You know how frequently I've been right, actually? Y'all think I'm some dumb orc, but you know
tell
what?
us you are.
Orcs aren't actually that dumb.
So, it is
It's kind of how you presented
10:42.
yourself.
It is. She says 10:42. We agreed to a call at 11.
So
And-
if Shinichi really wants to go in, we probably have time to send her in and see what happens, or we
No,
can.
it seems like it doesn't. It seems like it's not really a reason to go back in.
Or we go upstairs, we find a mouse or bug or.
I wouldn't mind checking in with the guards upstairs
A
if nothing
bird.
else. Just making sure everything's still okie dokie. Town's not on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it seems to me the best course of action at this point is going to be to go back up. We've checked everywhere in here. Like, there's.
No, we haven't though. We haven't gone into floaty room. We've looked inside floaty room. We've tried to grab stuff out of floaty
Have
room
successfully
successfully.
Oh, which
Super fucking successfully, thank
were
you
you
very much.
given the wand?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Apparently he got tired of handing stuff over to the mage.
Fuck this mage. in
Well, you just
particular.
handed scrolls over to the mage.
So you.
This one could be used for, like, stabbing things.
So you
Roasting
want
hot
a
dogs.
Marshmallows, two
body to
marshmallows
go
at the same
into
time.
floaty
It's a
room.
forked one.
What was it?
Hey, you need to like
It's
lower
one of the only
your
things we haven't
expectations
tried
of
down
life
there.
man. 2 marshmallows at the same
What
time.
do you think might happen if a physical, like, we have no indication,
I honestly have no idea.
Captain?
But it
Say again?
seems suspect.
What?
Well, Captain, what we seem to have on the table right now is, do we go to floaty room and send a sentient person into floaty room and see if it possibly has a different effect and possibly open something or cause a spell to do a thing?
Or
That-
get a non-sentient thing to send into floating room.
Well, that just seems stupid because we already have non-sentient things. in
Like the
floaty
rope.
room.
We sent the rope in.
Well,
You could
living.
say
Well,
you
That's
could
not a
there's-
living thing.
send
though.
a spirit owl in there.
No.
Maggots
He
are
doesn't
living
have-
things.
Oh, right.
Needs more money to make a spirit owl.
Maggots are alive.
No, you bought the incense previously. You went to Vin Vinder's
That's right.
general store. You just haven't completed the ritual.
Oh, okay.
So our options are to go
But
back
it
and
still wouldn't be a living
physically
thing.
send a person, one of us,
It would
one
be
of our
your
group
familiar.
members, or into
Doesn't necessarily
the enchantment room, Commander,
necessarily count.
we could play with the water pools, which I don't think sounds like a good idea.
Nope. I'd like to fill them in.
Or we could go back up top, in which case I personally, as a soldier, believe that we should keep guards around the glassware and also set one out at the beach.
Glassworks.
So
Glassworks to help keep the city, the town, secure.
based on the visions that I personally had before we started going into all this, I feel like investigating Old Light,
The lighthouse?
yeah,
Yeah.
might
kinda what I
be a good next step once we're done here. I agree that I feel strongly that we haven't properly examined the zero gravity room. I also couldn't fault any of us for leaving it as it is. I feel that is unthorough, but it is also a large mystery that we haven't.
Okay, so
That we don't have the means to properly explore, aside from just throwing somebody, if not all of us,
Or a fireball.
into this room, or a fireball.
Oh, that's true. We
Just
haven't
watch it
tried
curve
attacking
infinitely around the room.
it. Well, maybe. We haven't
So-
tried magic.
We have somebody that can tell us that the architecture is very, very old. And what that means to me is we started this at the Glassworks. We went down into a tunnel that wasn't crafted into tunnels that were crafted. And we have stairwells that are crafted that go to areas that we can't go to. One of those goes up and the other one goes down. One of them we can hear things behind, but the one that goes up seems to me will be into an older building that's in the city. So there should be our stone mason knowledge having person should be able to tell us from the street level which of those buildings, which of the buildings up there are older. Chances are, from the map, it's going to be the lighthouse. Or the lighthouse is going to be one of them. Being that there's two stairwells that go to places we can't go from in here, it just seems like that there's other things that are probably attached. Or maybe not attached currently, but...
in a perfect world, I would have a crew come in and start loading, unburying those stairways, and filling in the pools. That takes care of the pools and clears the stairway. This isn't a perfect world.
Yeah, we don't. Oh, we don't even know
Or-
if the pools could be filled in.
Unburying the downstairs to go play with the noises that we heard on there, and filling in or blocking off the gravity room, because
Yeah.
gravity room is not something I'm comfortable with. It's more arcane than I understand, and when my lieutenant here can't tell me what the fuck it is and why it's lasting as long as it is, I would rather not see us all wiped out by it at this point. If we want to come back at this at another time, fantastic. Throwing Shinichi into the gravity room, while very intriguing, and I appreciate the volunteering, I don't know how much different that is than seeing, and no offense, there are living creatures, the maggots, already in there. What did we learn about that? Through the beef jerky in there, and they wiggled after it. Is it out of place? Absolutely. Everything else we pulled out of there was freaking ancient. Where the hell did the crow come from? Where did the maggots come from? Why do we want to throw
Finding somebody who could tell us something about what
That
the
book
book we pulled
up
would
top?
be.
Is what I'm leaning towards.
Perhaps that, what are the
What?
priesty
Go
folks?
then.
Look, I'm sorry I killed him, okay? He deserved to die.
No, the book we pulled out of the gravity room.
I know, but you guys keep talking about like questioning someone who knows things, and I kind of killed that guy.
You
Who'd
did.
you kill?
The
Suto.
hot elf.
Suto.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck him. He deserved it.
Cut the motherfucker in half violently.
Violently.
I mean, it was impressive. It was just unfortunate timing.
He was causing shit.
I'd like to note that
Okay.
I'm
Shenaniganery.
not the one
Not for the first time. It was a shenanigan.
Yeah, I know, it's totally me.
Shenanigan and again and again and again.
All right.
Hurry.
So, where is Thistletop Shrine?
Thistletop is something you would know about.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a goblin thing. Thistletop is a goblin.
Stronghold. I guess would be
Sect.
the best.
Yeah.
There's the Thistletop goblins.
Right.
You know to be the top goblin tribe, and since they are the top goblin tribe in the region, they have claimed Thistletop, which is a small island.
Just
So-
off the.
There was a shrine on Thistletop that was where the old priest dude's remains were burned, and that's how she started her transformation into demonhood. And then also, here's a note that is, my love's too distracted with the lower chambers to make a decision. Whether or not those lower chambers are these lower chambers, or the lower chambers, or some other lower chambers.
Lower or
We don't know.
lower chambers.
And that's why there's 2 holes. Got it.
Just had to come right out and say it.
Yep. It's full circle.
One for entry, one for exit.
If God was a city planner, he wouldn't put a park next to a waste zone.
He's too fascinated with the lower levels to take care of the upper levels.
You just like described all the parks in Madison. You realize that, right?
No,
Okay.
it's from
So-
City or Forgetting Sarah Workshop.
What are our characters doing? Because honestly,
Kristen
if
Bell.
if we're doing like sort of an
Kristen
exploration
Bell.
thing in the pink area, I'm gonna sit down
She's
for
in
an
it.
hour with the
She's
helper.
not going to sunset.
Yeah.
But she's, yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, it sounds like that. I mean, it sounds like Commander's not very big on that idea.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
Doing what
at least not
Commander
at this
says.
point.
So are we leaving this area, going back up to the glass
Yeah.
works?
You know what I'd love to do is find a way to close off somewhere along this tunnel into this stuff that we can't play. I mean, this bugs me more than the rest of it. That bugs me a lot, but we can't really close all this stuff. We don't. I mean, if we could just cause a localized cave-in without crushing ourselves right here, I would be extremely happy.
Which is why I would like to
Well,
post
it is a
guard
glassworks.
out on the beach.
Right, right
I think
there,
that's the best we could do.
right there is an
Yeah.
opening that's only like little, like it was
It was
bricked
previously
off.
blocked off,
Yeah.
and it had been broken through.
Yeah, and we basically have to crawl through it. So
And
we
you did
could,
check, and it was broken through out to in as opposed to in and out.
Somebody went into that. area.
Somebody, there was a bricked up wall that somebody broke into this catacomb area.
It is a glassworks. Is there like molten glass that we just like pour down the passageway?
That is not
That's a little bit more
how it
complex,
works.
but sure.
There's giant furnaces that are still going that are possibly
True.
heating glass.
Sanishi and I are real strong. We could just put rocks there.
I mean, yes,
Well,
and that
there
would work
were-
a lot better because
Let's do that. Let's
Because
go block
people
that
can't
area
possibly
off.
move rocks that we just put down there.
Thank you for the
That's
reminder,
true.
Mead.
I'm a half orc. These are humans and
Hey, buddy.
goblins.
And I'm a dwarf.
I mean, come on. Goblins ain't
Oh, where's
shit.
your racist cry now, Icky?
Who
I'm
cares
working
about
on
words?
tolerance. Maybe you could
Carry
try
on.
that.
Carry on.
His racism is only for the birds.
Very well. So for the last
Very well then.
few minutes of this session, I say that our troop goes back to that walled entrance that Mead has reminded us about, and we, Tarn included, carry what rocks they can to block off that area as best as possible.
The only
Can
stones
you
you can really
say
find
that
that are free are the
sentence
ones
again?
that were already
What?
that were part of the wall and were broken in. So in order to, you don't have anything that you could use as mortar per se. I mean, think of them like bricks.
Are there,
What if we
like,
heat on them?
Boulders
They
on.
would be wet bricks,
Are there like boulders on the beach or anything? 'Cause it-
not
Well,
boulders.
probably
couldn't
your
reach the
nearest
beach.
boulders are this cave-in.
Also, the beach. It was like a big.
It was
steep.
like 20
Oh.
feet down.
Okay.
There was like
Okay.
a sheer drop, 20 feet.
Well,
So I mean, there's like the bricks and pieces of rock that were used to make this wall.
If nothing else, it'll tell us if someone's trying to get in or
Okay.
get out.
Can I draw another dick at this entrance just to sort of scare them away if they like, oh shit.
After you put the ball.
Yeah,
into
after.
it?
after.
Alright,
It's
you
like-
spend even with the group of you, you spend the better part of an hour trying to place the rocks as best you can. You get most of the wall. I mean, there's a couple of gaps here and there, but they're kind of sitting on top of each other, and if somebody ran into them or like bumped them, they'd fall over.
But you know.
I mean, they wouldn't be
I mean-
together anymore. And then
Did I give him the hand? I said I gave you the hand, right?
Would it take a run or
yes,
a
that's how we
bump?
got the
Okay,
ring.
so you have the hand of Irelium with ring, and I don't have it anymore. Illyrium.
And then, are you trying to draw the dick on the wall that you just put together, or
No.
around the wall?
No,
Okay.
like on the wall to the
Give
side
me a
or something.
performance check.
That sounds
Check
so
the
accurate.
performance.
If you want to do the dick correctly, you got to give me a performance check.
Well, the
That's
other
right.
dick may or may not have been dick shaped. We'll see. It was not. It was not.
What is
Four.
that? A four?
A 4.
You see this vaguely like oval thing and two vaguely round spheres that are almost connected to it, but not
Good
quite.
enough.
Nice. Stylized
Apparently
penis.
dwarves are different.
Y'all are welcome.
Thank you. I approve.
Apparently dwarves
So-
are different.
Another thing, when we go back up to the town, we could always see if there's any people that worked with the glasswork that are still around, that they could block up the tunnel because they know how to work with glass.
That's glass. Why are we playing with glass? Why don't we find a mason?
Take this glass and I'm gonna put it.
Yeah.
There.
Do you know how breakable glass can be?
Can we go up and talk to the guards now?
You know,
Sure, let's do that.
strong
Yeah,
glass
we're doing
could
that.
be-
We're talking to the guards now.
I mean,
Can we? Are we though?
you know
'Cause
how many
it's
windows
11.
I've jumped through.
The blast
It
room
is
of aircraft
10:56.
carrier is an 18
All right.
inch thick
The guards
piece of
have
glass.
2 minutes to report.
Alright, so
What's
you
an
walk
aircraft
out and
carrier?
you walk out the same door you came in, and Steve is still there.
Is he
Hi,
drunk
Steve.
now?
Godspeed.
He is
Steve.
not. He is not.
Oh, what
Is
a
he
good
still
guard.
shaking like a fucking pansy?
As they see you come out, you can see that he is happy and disturbed all at the same time. He is unnerved, but happy to see you.
Harrison Falls,
It's like
Steve.
Steve,
Jesus
Steve.
There is
Christ.
him, and there is the another guard, kind of standing about 10 feet away from him, looking like in the other direction towards town, and he is facing the glassworks. His hand resting on his sword hilt by his side, and he pulls it halfway out when he sees you guys come, and then just audibly, like the relief on his face is palpable, and he's like, "Oh, thank goodness! What is it done? Is
There's more to be explored, but there's nothing living in there that we have been able to detect.
I audibly roll my eyes at him.
It sounds
Hey.
like marbles in a bowl.
He almost like, thank the gods." He turns around, taps him on the shoulder. You hear him whispering, like, shall we depart?"
I think we need a smaller presence just to keep an eye on it until we're sure, but it won't need to be as thorough. I think the glassworks itself is safe, but this entrance, describe the entrance to him, is
Okay.
where we should have a couple of people posted. Perhaps 3 instead of just 2, so they have a runner if something sounds weird or bothers them. Again, if something were down there and does start making its way up, don't engage, just let us know.
"Oh,
What
don't
if-
worry about that. We'll send somebody to let someone know if anything stirs."
And that's not to say that I'm expecting anything to come up. I'm not. But I'd rather be sure.
Yes.
And if you come running for some stupid shit,
Your commander is
Do we
in
know
charge.
which one it is?
gonna be
No, which one was?
Which
Fucking
building the glassworks
pissed.
is? Yeah, that's what I thought. So that looks like
That is Old Light.
Yeah, that's where I feel we should be heading.
that's where I think
If
the
the town is not
You-
visibly on fire, I would agree with this.
so yeah. So I'm gonna get in this guy's face a little bit and just like
His eyes go wide. He
I just
moves back.
no.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Make sure there's scary monsters before we let anybody in. You know.
Yes, sir. I'm up well.
Job done.
Dude, he's a fucking pansy. I don't want him to waste our time because like the wind blew his hair funny. He fucking
Alright,
sent a runner.
He talks to the other guard, and they leave the entrance. They both go different ways to find the other set of guards, starting the other two entrances, and we will pick up after that next time.